Hi, welcome. Oh wow, this is like a real long slow face reveal. There we go. Hello. Thank you so much for the donation. That's a beautiful way to start stream. I feel so loved. I feel so seen. Welcome everybody. We got some rain today. Got some beautiful cloudy skies. Got some great sort of like more seasonal temperatures for you. And we have a whole fun day of parasocial therapy. Yeah, it's just a parasocial therapy day. Come to me with all of your weird problems. Oh! Asamilla says, I really love the natural look. You are a goddess. I had nightmares last night. I had a nightmare last night, and for whatever reason, when I woke up this morning, I was like, don't wear makeup. The nightmare had nothing to do with makeup or like with the way that I look at all, but sometimes your subconscious just screams at you and you must listen. Oh yeah. Rightus, for once we have the sun here. Fuck yes. Oh thank God. Yeah. I was praying for you using my goddess powers. There's nothing I can do to actually make the sun shine, but I do like to imagine that, like, I don't know, there's so much in our lives that we have no control over, and it's real depressing. So I like to imagine that the weather is intrinsically linked to my moods. Yeah. Oh yeah. Final level boss. Good afternoon, V. Good afternoon, final level boss. How are you doing today? Asamillis, I hope you've been having a great week as well. I hope you've been, I don't know, keeping busy or relaxing, whatever you enjoy doing. I hope you've been doing it. Oh yeah. I'm so sorry. I was gonna get like cozy into my little like sitting. Oh, are you coming back to hang out? Come here, you. Belle. Come on. Oh, she's got to stretch first. Hold on. Let her stretch. Let her think about it. Val, come on up. Yeah. Come on up. Come on. That's a good dog. That's a good dog. Oops. Do you want to sit on my sweater or not? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I finally this week got to go to the little cafe in my neighborhood that I love to hang out in. I love to read in. I did have a little tiny stroke of bad luck the last time I was there, in that there's like the big trees over top of the patio, and I accidentally was in the path of some falling branches from the tree. So I got knocked on the noggin by some falling branches. Didn't love that. Wasn't a huge fan of that. But yesterday when I went, it was absolutely totally fine. There was no branches hitting me. And even better than that, this guy like came into the cafe and then was walking out with his coffee that he ordered or his drink or what have you. And he came up to me and he was like, there's a raccoon right there. I was like, what? He's like, there's a raccoon right there. And he pointed to a bush that was next to me. And I was like, okay. And I'm like looking in the bush and I'm like, I am not seeing a raccoon. And also, seeing a raccoon during the day is kind of a bad sign. It's not great to see a raccoon during the day because raccoons are nocturnal creatures. And seeing a raccoon during the day sometimes can mean that it's sick or that there's something wrong with it. So I was like, oh no, that's a little worrisome. Like, why is this raccoon out here? Why is this raccoon hanging out with us? But then a little bit later, I went inside to drop off. I'm glad you like it. I went to go drop off the little plate that had my pastry on it. And then looking through the window of the cafe, I saw what the guy was talking about. On the windowsill behind the bush, there were 2 baby raccoons sleeping on the windowsill. Just these 2 sweet little fucking fluffy bandits taking a nap in the shade of the bush. It makes perfect sense why I wouldn't be able to see it on the other side. This is like a gigantic fucking bush. It's like a hedge basically. So they were between the hedge and the building, just on this little windowsill. And oh my God, they were so cute. I mean, not to, like, look at how cute this one is. Even cuter. Even fucking cuter. Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it, the sweet baby raccoons. I mean, seeing any baby animal puts me in a great fucking mood for days at a time, yes. Ace Millis asks, but doesn't the rain put you in a bad mood? No, I love rain. It's never really bothered me. I definitely have, like, I live in Toronto, so, like, there are a ton of people who love to complain about the weather. It's, like, the favorite pastime of every single Torontonian is to be like, this weather is shit. This weather is garbage. This weather is terrible. But I don't feel that way. Like, I mean, this isn't to say that I loved a big stretch. Oh, I love it when they do the big stretch. Whoop. Oh, you got it really, you want to sit on me? Okay. I didn't love the heat wave. Did not love the heat wave. Not a huge fan of heat waves. That was devastating, honestly. It, like, sapped all the energy, and everyone that I talked to on Wednesday, which was when the heat wave broke yesterday, and, like, the weather kind of went back to normal, everybody was like, I was so exhausted all day Wednesday. And I guess, I don't know, maybe Google has answers for this. Maybe there is no answer for this. But it seems like, it feels like the heat just fucking exhausts you. And exhausts you maybe even so much that you don't even realize it until a day later. You have like a heat hangover. Woof. Do not sign me up for the heat hangover. I do not care for it. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Lewis24 says, hey, what's up? Not the temperature. Not the temperature. It's like 19 degrees and rainy. Rightus, I feel like we just kind of traded weather. That, like, you had a whole fucking bunch. You had a whole bunch of rain and an absolute ridiculous amount of coldness, and now we got it. We just traded. Just trading the weather. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, this is more comfortable. Yeah, it seems like it. Just trading our weathers. Just trading them. Hi, pup. What's good, puppy? Yeah, I think that was a good ban. That guy said that I should give my dog Viagra. She's a girl dog. I also don't really love... Oh, wasn't that like an incel talking point for a while? That there were guys on the internet who were like, the reason that women want to have pet dogs is because they're fucking their dogs. Like, no, we're fucking ourselves with our toys and our hands and our fingers, and we're fucking each other because women are irresistible. Also, yeah, this dog is a girl dog. And she's fixed. And also, I don't think you should give animals people medication. Not good. Not a good thing. No, no, no. Gonna go ahead and say no to that one. Oh, tomorrow the rain will be coming back. We really are just trading weather. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be sunny on Friday for us here too. Just trading the weather, just back and forth. One day you get the sun, the next day I get the sun. Yeah. This guy asked, am I crazy for being high at work? I think it really depends. I think it depends. Are you working like a sort of menial job that you can do stoned out of your mind and that's totally fine? I think that's okay then. I mean, go for it, dude. It's work. You can do what you gotta do to get through the day. If you were like a surgeon, if you are... What are some other jobs that would be really bad to be stoned for? Yeah, what do you think, Belle? Oh yeah, like a trucker, limousine driver, Uber driver, taxi driver. Being high and operating a motor vehicle, that's not, I wouldn't, yeah. I would say that one, yeah, that one's a bad one. Don't be stoned for that one. Hi, baby. Hello, my love. Oh, you brought me your toy. Yeah, any heavy machine operator, gonna go ahead and say you probably shouldn't be stoned at that job. Absolutely. Okay, so he said that he is a store manager, is what I do. Are you selling chainsaws? Or are you selling, like, knickknacks and various little bits and pieces of things? There's a lot of different stores. I don't think that, like, I don't think it's life or death if you're a store manager and you're stoned out of your mind. Yeah. You're a store manager and you sell fish. This sounds like the setup for, like, a really dirty joke. I'm stoned at work and I sell fish. There's some kind of erotic there is an erotic joke in there, and I can't wait to see if any of you guys find it. Dig real deep, dudes. Look inside yourselves. The answers will come. I had to buy a $300 air conditioner because my apartment in North York had no AC during the heat wave. Oh, fuck me. The same thing. Yeah. I had to buy an AC as well, a window AC unit, because although the house that I live in has been doing renovations and they installed central AC units into the living rooms and the bedrooms, they told us, sorry, we're not going to turn these on until August. Like, August. What? August is the end of summer. Why are they not turning them on until August? There was one of the other, like, construction workers. He was the guy who installed the baseboard heaters that we also got put in. And he came into my unit and he was like, oh, thank God it's so cool in here. And I was like, dude, can I get you some water? Like, this is an outrageous fucking heat to be working in right now. And so I got him some, like, ice cold fridge water. And then he was like, why are they not turning on the AC units that we installed? And I gave him the, like, paper that was given to us from building management. And he looked at it for less than, like, 20 seconds and was like, these people are ghouls. These are inhuman fucking monsters for not letting you turn on the AC units that we installed. It's just a fucking money grab. Ridiculous. Asimilis, raccoons are so cute, but you've never seen one in real life? Oh, come to Toronto. Come to Toronto, wait for the sun to go down, and just take a walk around. Just take a walk around. They're all over the place, and they're so cute. They're really fucking cute. Raccoons are, like mind-bogglingly adorable. It doesn't matter what age they are. The babies are so cute. The adults are so cute. They're itty-bitty little bandits. Itty-bitty little bandits. They're itty-bitty little bandit masks. I love it. I love it. Fuck. Oh, my God. They're very friend-shaped. They can get big. I've never seen a, like, big one in the city. Hi, baby. There are, like, some pretty big ones in the city, but maybe it's because I was little. When I was really, really little, we went up to go visit some family who lived on Georgian Bay. You can go look up where Georgian Bay is. It's way up north. And we saw a raccoon the size of, like, a small bear. I'd never seen a raccoon that big. And even now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, that was a big fuck-off raccoon. It was real cute. I wonder how the raccoons fared during the heat wave. I hope that they were able, I mean, good thing that they only come out during the nighttime and they just sleep through the day. That's the smart way of doing it. Bryce McFashion 21 says, how did you know I worship the moon? Because you come in here talking about my ass every single day, baby. Just kidding, it's not every single day, it's just Monday to Friday. No joke, I just had 2 shots during my lunch break. So you are high on drugs and you are also drinking alcoholic drinks at the same time? Oh, my friend. Oh, my friend. You know what? You are the one who needs the parasocial therapy session today. You are the one who needs the parasocial therapy session today. Hey. I think that drugs and alcohol, which is another type of drug, I think they have their time and their place, but I also think that they can be, like, deeply indicative of if there's a problem. Oftentimes we'll try to numb the pain of the problem. Oh, you're not on drugs outside of alcohol. You're just drinking. You know what? This is a very common thing. This is like a very, very common thing. You are not alone in being kind of drunk at work. I think a lot of people, especially like in our parents' generation and probably in our generation as well. I don't know how old you are. I kind of assume everyone's a millennial on the internet like me. But you deserve to be present in your life. You deserve to enjoy feeling that you are aware of where you are in this moment. But I also recognize that, I mean, for a lot of people, where you are right here in this moment, where you are in your life and in your world, it doesn't feel good to be present. It doesn't feel good to be aware of it. It doesn't feel good to be engaging in it. So I understand where you're coming from, but I also really want to encourage you to imagine a better place where you could go. Not just like outside of work go, but I mean like go as in have a better relationship with your, how do I say this? With your perception. A better relationship with your perception? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. I think sometimes what happens is that if we focus on numbing ourselves to the bad feelings, it makes us completely unable to even recognize the good feelings. Like when that guy came to me yesterday at the cafe and was like, there's a raccoon over there, there's a raccoon over there. He made me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I couldn't see what he was talking about. He was a stranger to me. And so my immediate inclination, unfortunately, I'm glad I was able to like breathe through this and kind of relax a little bit out of it. But my immediate inclination in that moment was that this guy's playing a trick on me, or he's trying to get me to like look away from my table so he can rob me, or he's like, I don't know, his buddies are like on the other side of the fence next to me and they're secretly recording me and they're gonna edit this into some sort of embarrassing gotcha video. Like, our brains will recognize and will sort of jump to the worst case scenario automatically as a protective measure. And we can feel really, really trapped in that thought process, but we don't have to be. So you could imagine yourself in a happier place where you don't have to be drunk at work. You could imagine yourself feeling excited to show up and to be a part of whatever team you got. At least I hope so. I don't know if any of this is helping or making any sense. Bryce McFashion, oh, you liked my moon worshipping joke? I feel like you set me up perfectly for it. It was a joint effort. Happy Thursday! I hope you're doing well, says Driving Muffin. Happy Thursday, Driving Muffin. I hope you're having a great day as well. Hope you're having a good week. Thursdays are kind of complicated days, I would say, in the middle of the week. You get like hump day on Wednesday, which feels so wonderful. And obviously tomorrow, Friday, is the weekend, and we all go nuts for the weekend. Oh, hi, baby. Hi, puppy dog. Oh, you're very strong. You're very strong. Oh, so very, very strong. I think that was also like one of the plot points in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That like the main character was like, I never got the hang of Thursdays. Never really figured out how to do Thursdays. I hope you're having a great Thursday too, Driving Muffin. Brongalus. What a great username. You sound like an old Roman emperor. But like a really cool, relaxed Roman emperor. Some of those words are right and some of those words are so very wrong. So very wrong. Val, you're too strong. You're too strong. I can't get it. I can't get it. Hello, V. I hope you're having a great day. Emperor Brongalus. Hail Brongalus. I hope you're having a wonderful one as well. Yeah. I did not imagine that we would have such like an uneventful, I mean, with everything that went on last weekend and like on Monday with the stuff that's going on in the news, I didn't really expect that we would get to Thursday and things would be like quieting down and relaxing a little bit. Come here. You're so strong, puppy. Ugh. I can't get it. You're too strong. She's just too strong. I'm weak and the dog is too strong. She's got that 4 on the floor strength. Yeah, it has been chill. I hope we're not jinxing it by bringing it up. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that always the way? I had a friend recently who had like a bit of a health scare. And I realized that I was like, I haven't heard from you in like a few weeks. What's going on? And I had like messaged her being like, hey, I miss you. Hey, what's going on? Like, why aren't you answering me? And she had this little health scare. And she was like, oh yeah, I didn't want to like talk to you or talk to anybody until I had like answers about this health scare because I was afraid that I was going to jinx it. And like, we all feel that way, don't we? Don't want to say it out loud, don't want to jinx it. But I don't really know if that's how the universe works. Or maybe that is exactly how the universe works and we're doing the right fucking thing by just keeping our mouths shut. Bryce McFashion says, I did appreciate the moon joke. I'm part werewolf, so that's why I keep howling whenever I see it. Oh, of course. I should have known. I should have been able to sense the bloodlust, the fangs, the fur. Of course. Fuck yeah, of course. That's great. I think I'm part vampire. Not fully vampire, because obviously, like, the sun doesn't... I'm like a day walker. Absolutely. Yeah, because I do love the sun. I really do. Whenever I go to the beach, and, like, hanging out on the beach, having a good time, enjoying the sun and everything, every time I leave, anyone that I'm talking to, and they're like, oh, you're already leaving? Oh, you're already gonna go? I tell them, I'm a reverse vampire. I have to get home before it gets dark. And I did not make that up. That is a quote from The Simpsons. That's from the Simpsons episode where Grandpa Simpson and Homer go into business together with like their tonic, their like aphrodisiac tonic, and they sell it all over the place to make a quick buck and to get everyone fucking. And all the parents are like inside and with the door closed at night. And Lisa's like, maybe they're all reverse vampires and they have to get home before it's too dark outside. And the kids freak out. Reverse vampire! We all would freak out. Driving Muffin says, thank you. I had a chill day. I made pasta for dinner and life is good. What kind of sauce? What kind of sauce? What kind of protein did you match with your pasta? 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 I'm Canadian. I don't know which way I'm supposed to say it, but I'm probably saying it the wrong way. And that's okay. That's all allowed. Hot pink? Nice. You're a day walker. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know if it's hot pink or more of like a bubblegum pink. I think hot pink is like the cowboy hat is hot pink. But this is like such a bubblegum pink. This is like, if I was chewing bubblegum right now, you'd be like, that's the exact color, totally. Driving Muffin, I forgot about that episode. That's okay, I'm here to remind you. I'm here to remind you of all the fun Simpsons quotes. Bryce McFashion says, part vampire, huh? I bet that means you're amazing at sucking blood cells out. Oh, I give an absolutely unholy hickey. I give an unholy hickey. I will give you a hickey that will get, you'll have that for generations. Your children will be born with a hickey. I am so good at giving hickeys. Much to the chagrin of like every guy I've hooked up with who's just like, no, we're not in high school anymore. You can't give me a hickey. And I'm like, oh, it's too fucking late, dude. You blinked and I gave you a goddamn hickey. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. And there's no shame in that. I'm proud of myself. That is a skill that I developed over many years of just sucking. Just sucking. I had a crazy morning, even though it was meant to be simple. Oh, rightus, with like getting that work done for the doctor's appointment. I mean, not to like dox or like give too much information to chat or anything. But was it more complicated to go and do what is often just expressed as a simple, yeah, oh fuck. It always turns out that way, doesn't it? You're like, okay, I have a simple errand to run. I'm going to leave my house. I am going to travel to the area, the building, the office that I must go to. And the universe is just like, no, guess what? Public transit, not on time. The building that you're going to, impossible to find the front door. The office you're trying to locate, it's very confusing in those hallways. Once you get inside, good God, look at this crazy fucking lineup. Whew. I'm so sorry, Rightus. Yeah, I guess everyone else is also having difficulty getting the hang of Thursdays, too. I don't blame them. It's hard. It's hard to get the hang of Thursdays. Bryce says, funny, I do the same thing with hickeys. My werewolf fangs like to latch onto necks. Oh dear. I feel like my neck is... I feel like if you started sucking blood out of my neck, it's just gonna like crumple up like a straw. No. No, please, no. No. Also, I just got the softest fucking skin you ever did feel. Just real soft fucking skin. Which makes me feel like you're gonna suck a little bit and you're just gonna get a big chunk of my skin in your mouth. You just bite it off. Ew, no, that's terrible. Rimworld is my favorite. Says, I saw you without makeup for the first time and I was stunned by your beauty. I listen to you often to improve my English. I love your mind, which makes you attractive. Oh, fuck! Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I tried to adhere to the Audrey Hepburn School of Beauty, which is like to have beautiful eyes, see the beauty in everything around you, to have beautiful lips, speak beautiful words, and I forget what the rest of that fucking quote is. To have a beautiful nose, enjoy all the shit that you gotta smell. I'm sure that's exactly what Audrey Hepburn said. Exactly. And if I'm wrong, I don't want to be right. Okay, good, says Rightus. I fixed it all, so I should have less worries for the dermatologist visit next week, though. I'm so glad that you were able to get it worked out. That can be really stressful. It can be super duper stressful, where you're like, this is so dependent on, like, if I don't get this part of this requirement done, then it's gonna like throw wrenches into all the other parts of it. But it can be really, really overwhelming when you're faced with having to get so much done. I'm glad that you were able to work it out and that it's not gonna weigh on you throughout the whole weekend. That's wonderful. If you would crumble like a straw, says Bryce, I would definitely leave you drained. Whoa! Whoa. Usually guys are asking to fill me up, not drain me out. God damn, god damn, god damn. Except for one guy who I dated in university. He was great. He was so funny. We were being sexually intimate together. And I'm sure you know somebody who has this. Because it's a pretty common thing. I knew like a couple of guys in university who had this as well. But their chest, like their sternum, was like lower than their rib cage. So they had a kind of concave chest. They had like a dip in the center of their sternum, a dip in the center of their chest. And one time while we were having sex in university, I was on top of him and he got very serious in his face. And he looked at me and he said, V, I want you to fill my chest cavity up with your cum. And that was like 10 years ago, and I am still reeling. I am still reeling from the intensity of this request. I was just like, oh my God, that's like 500 milliliters of cum. I don't know if I have 500 milliliters of squirt inside me. I really can't, I don't know. But again, with that attitude, of course, I'm never gonna get it done. Of course, with that attitude, it's never gonna get done. Yeah. He said, fill up my chest dent with your cum. And that's super horny. That's crazy fucking horny. There was another guy, a completely different dude, who was in the same year as us in university, and he had the same thing, the like concave, the like sort of receded sternum. And we would do shots out of his sternum. He would fill up his sternum with alcohol, and we would slurp it out of his sternum. Oh man, you guys need to broaden your horizons. You don't know about this? That's terrible. I'm glad I was able to educate and enlighten you. You're welcome. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to pass on this knowledge. I feel like it's important knowledge. It can't die. It can't die. The children must learn, yeah? Everybody's got to know it. Yeah. I bet you didn't know this would be an educational stream. He said, what now? This is the first time that I'm hearing that. And I have heard and seen a lot on the internet, Bryce says. Enlighten me, V, yes, says Kite Karma. And then they're just sobbing. And then they're just crying. That's right. Sometimes being imbued with knowledge can bring up a lot of different feelings. It's okay if you're overwhelmed. That's no problem whatsoever. Just breathe, and breathe deep into your chest cavity that you'll now dream about being filled up with my lady cum. Speaking of lady cum, I had a really, really terrible nightmare last night. I think I mentioned that at stream started, which was for whatever reason why I felt like I shouldn't wear makeup today. Who knows exactly what the correlation between those things are. The good thing about this nightmare is that at some point I realized that I was having a nightmare, and I told myself, I was like, wake up. You are going to wake up. Wake yourself up. This is just a dream. You don't have to fucking deal with this if you don't want to. Just wake up. And I was able to take a big deep breath in and then wake myself up from the nightmare, which was excellent because the dream was pretty simple, but really, really terrifying. In this dream, I was it was sort of like a farm, and that there was a big wide open field, and there was lots of different buildings sort of nestled together and grouped in different ways in this big wide open field. There was a main house, there was a barn, there were a couple of other little buildings. I think there was I don't know what the other buildings were. I didn't really go into the other ones. But it was me, and then every guy I've ever matched with and gone on a date with from Tinder. So it was me and maybe 30 to 40 guys hanging out on this farm all together. There was a part where I was cooking up some food for all of us to eat. And then at one point, one of the guys that I matched with and went on a couple of dates with from Tinder, his nickname was Batman. And he was in my dream. And Batman, this part was so crystal clear to me. He was leaning over the counter, the island counter in the kitchen where I was hanging out in. And he insinuated that it was time for me to start having sex with all of these guys. And in my dream, I told him, oh, no, I don't think I'm gonna have sex with all these dudes. I don't mind hanging out with you, and I'm enjoying spending time with you guys, but I'm not just gonna start having sex with all of you. I wonder if I had this part of the dream because I've been listening to the Lolita podcast. It's a podcast by this writer. I forget what her name is. I'm so sorry. It's so rude of me to forget her name. But anyway, she's did this great multi-part podcast series about Vladimir Nabokov's, however you'd like to pronounce his Russian name, about his very, very famous book, Lolita. The podcast is amazing, but again, a lot of the podcast is talking about the sexual expectations of women and the sexual social pressures of women. So I'm kind of seeing how this like sort of ties in. So in my dream, this guy, Batman, not actually Batman, just I gave him the nickname Batman. He was like, you have to start having sex with all of us. And I was like, I decline having sex with all of you. And then, in my dream, the guys got mad at me and they started straight up torturing me. And that was really scary. Mercifully, in the dream, I wasn't able to feel the torture. I know, it was such a terrible nightmare. But it was really terrifying to like have these men come up to me and like reach out and hurt me. And then at one point I was sitting with my back up against the wall, sitting on like a sort of ottoman. It wasn't even a real couch. There was a TV next to me, and then there was a bunch of guys like sitting on the couch in front of me, the couch that would have been facing the TV and the wall that I had my back pressed up against. And in my dream, there was like guys sitting on the couch, and there was one guy standing behind the couch, and he picked up a paring knife. And like, I'm positive that each and every one of you has this exact paring knife in your house. It's like a silver paring knife with the black handle. It's like two pieces of like black material on either side of the handle. And he was standing behind the couch in this like living room area. I had my back up against the wall. I was sitting on this little ottoman, and he threw the knife at me, and it went, and it just got lodged right above my left eyebrow. And I could see the handle sticking out of my face. And I was like, you just threw a knife into my fucking face. And it like went so deep that like the handle is pushed up right against my forehead. And in my dream, I was like, this is gonna kill me. I'm gonna die from this. You're killing me. And in my dream, I felt the life drain out of my body, and I like slumped over, and I like fell onto the like ottoman next to me, and there was no blood. Actually, now that I'm telling you about it, there was absolutely no blood at all. Thank God. I think if I had started seeing blood in the dream, it would have been like a much bigger psychological terror. But because it was my dream, I was still conscious. Like my consciousness is what's forming the dream, and so my consciousness was kept going, and so I felt the life drain out of me in my dream. All the guys were like standing up and sort of walking around talking about like, well, what are we gonna do with her now? Like, what are we gonna do with this body? How are we gonna deal with this? And I realized in my dream that I was like, I can blink my eyes and I can move a little bit. And I was kind of hoping they wouldn't notice, but I like pulled the knife out of my head and like opened my eyes and like moved my head a little bit. And then they realized that I was alive still. And I was so afraid. I was so afraid that they were going to like try to hurt me again and try to torture me again, that I was like, okay, if I can pull this knife out of my head, and if I can survive having a knife thrown into my fucking brain, this has to be a dream. This can't be real life. This has to be a dream, and I can wake up from this dream. Wake up from the dream. And then I did. Holy shit. And then I did wake up from the dream. And I woke up. I was in my bed. My cat was laying next to me on the pillow next to my head. My dog was laying next to me, like pushed up against me, cuddling me. The sun was shining in my bedroom, and I was so grateful to be alive and to be whole and to not have that experience be a real experience. But like, very bizarrely, the first thing I thought this morning was, I'm not going to wear makeup on stream today. I have no idea why those things are connected. Someone smarter than I am is going to have to parse that out for me. But it was a very, very scary nightmare. It was a very scary nightmare. I hope I didn't scare you guys too much with my nightmare. Yeah. What were you watching before you fell asleep? Bob's Burgers! Bob's Burgers, of all things. And the episode that I fell asleep to was the Amazing Rudy episode. Like, it's a wonderful episode. It's a very sweet episode about Rudy and his divorced parents going on like a sort of double date together, and then him feeling like really, really uncomfortable and him just like grappling with his own anxiety. So like, I like sometimes will watch some true crime stuff before I go to bed at night, And I think it would have been like, okay, like I understand how like watching true crime, which is quite often about like women being brutally like murdered and attacked and all those terrible things, but yeah, I just fell asleep watching Bob's Burgers, kind of like the most wholesome, innocuous show imaginable. Rita says, the fact that our brains can make those visuals without any similar life experiences is so wild. Yeah. Yeah. I was a little bit like, where did this come from, brain? Why are you giving us this? Master Blaster says, you have such a natural beauty, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you, it's so kind of you to say. Sounds more like a Grinsville mystery. Wait a minute, like from Scooby-Doo? Is that where Scooby-Doo and the gang live? Do they live in Grimsville? I don't remember now. Bryce says, tell me that you fell asleep listening to a criminal podcast without telling me that you fell asleep listening to a criminal podcast. No! No, I was watching Bob's Burgers. And like a really nice episode of Bob's Burgers. And like the previous episodes in that season are also like really nice, really wholesome. There's like the episode where Louise does the project on Amelia Earhart, which is like a really sweet, wholesome episode. There's the episode where they tell the story about the old heavy radio. And it's like a flashback episode to Bob's grandmother and great-grandmother. Yeah. I learned my lesson about like not taking in even like violence adjacent media before bedtime. It is Summerween now. Oh, I love Summerween. Yeah, I love Halloween so much. You celebrate it twice. Once in the summer and once in the fall. I couldn't even type out my thoughts correctly because I am in awe. No, you're not. You're in Invader V's stream. Sorry. Sam Dog can't be the only one who does the cheesy, stupid jokes. You gotta let me every once in a while just dip my toe into the cheese. Oh, how badly would you love to fucking cheese dip my toes? Gross. Oh, that was such a crazy dream. I'm glad I woke myself up from it. I'm glad I was able to sort of calm myself down. I did fall back asleep again. I didn't even check what time it was when I woke up from that dream. But I knew that I was like, it was too early to wake up. So I fell back asleep and then get this. Don't worry, guys. I got a better dream to share with you. And then get this. The next dream that I had was that I was part of an all-female pirate crew. And the dream began with me and my pirate crew in my house, in my like living room, in my little apartment, and they were helping me like pack and get all my stuff together to go on this like pirate cruise. And I have no idea why, but I had really fancy, elaborate nipple tassels on. Like I was wearing, I think like jean shorts and then no top, and I just had these like beautiful rhinestone dangly nipple tassels on. And one of the women who was in my pirate crew was like, you need to let me suck your titties. And I was like, oh, really? I said, yeah, I'd love for you to suck my titties. And there's like, I had this like really clear image of like looking down and watching her pull my like crystal nipple tassels off and then her sucking my titties. And I was like, this is great. This is the life for me. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Yeah, my dream was definitely like, if you don't have sex with men, they will torture and kill you in the most brutal way imaginable. But if you become a pirate with a bunch of women, you're getting your titties sucked. Thank you. Thank you, brain. These are valuable life lessons. I don't know what I would do without these valuable life lessons. Ahoy, matey. Moisten the mizzen mast. I was moistening from getting my nipples sucked on, yeah. Prescient says, Bob's Burgers is about the cruel and almost inhumane crimes we commit against meat. What? What? No. No. There's like one of the first episodes of Bob's Burgers in the first season is called Sacred Cow. And it's all about Bob getting a much deeper appreciation for the meat that he cooks. And I don't know. And Bob makes so many delicious burgers. I love a good burger. I really, really do. I should get burgers. I should make myself some fancy burgers. There's a Bob's Burgers cookbook, and it always makes me so happy when people post. They're like, I made the this and that burger. I made the over here and it's delicious burger. There's so many delicious burgers. Yeah, I think Bob does a great thing with burgers. I just cooked 2 burgers for brunch. I cannot eat 2 burgers. I do not have the stomach capacity. That is a lot. Oh, Animal Crossing question. When it says that fish can be only caught on the pier, is it also the pier by the airport? I'm not positive. I am not positive, Rightus. It might be. It might be, but then I don't know. Like, the difficulty is that there's not like an official guide really from Nintendo. So I caught all of the pier only fish on the like little pier that we have off to the side of our island. I didn't do any fishing off of the airport pier. Because I'm like, oh, is that like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not positive. Yeah. You might enjoy Evil Ink. Sorry for the caps. You did have caps lock on. Look at the first letter. The U is lowercase and the E is lowercase. And then Busted Hip Gaming says that's a good webcomic. Okay, what is it about? Can you give me a very short synopsis? Don't write a full paragraph synopsis. Give me like 1 or 2 sentences, please and thank you. Mostly thank you. I wonder what's in Bob's Burgers special sauce. It is probably tears, sweat and tears, and mustache hairs. Delicious. Prescient says, apart from teasing, action? Wait, are you getting around like having your comment blocked by using that spelling? I don't know what teasing is. We all remember from the Pirates of the Caribbean film. Any other pirate-related activities in your dream? No, we didn't even get on the boat. I woke up before we even got on the boat. I could have eaten 3 burgers. Ooh, he's a hungry boy. Gotcha. Val, if you want me to throw the ball, you gotta drop it. You know you gotta drop it. Come on, you can drop it. Go ahead. You gotta drop it. She's just winking at me. Just winking at me. Ah, oh, that's a good girl. There you go. That's a good puppy. Go get it. Go get it, good puppy. Gotcha, says Rightus. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'd guess it was just the pier by the boat. Yeah, I think to play it safe, it's good to just do the fishing off of the pier by the boat. I think you're guaranteed that, like, the pier-only fish will appear at that pier, yeah. And it's like the mahi-mahi, it's the... What else is there? The Napoleon fish, maybe? And what other ones are there? The swordfish, maybe? I don't know. Evil Inc. is a webcomic about superheroes and villains gone corporate. It's like The Office, but with powers. Okay, interesting. I can see the appeal. It's very relatable because lots of us have like had the opportunity to work in offices. But then it's also very like escapism because we didn't have the... Oh yeah, the giant trevally, or trevally, and the blue marlin. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I hope the bait that I gave you is helpful. Hopefully that'll get you there. And then yeah, it being raining will also increase the odds of something good happening. Cactus says, hello, V. So I finally made it to Dan episode 11 last night. Insane. I have to say, I love all the characters. But Granny seems to be my favorite. I love her. Granny Psycho. She's amazing. She's a wonderful balance of believing in the people around her, being encouraging, but also taking no shit. I love her to death. I love it. Oh, teasing was my way of writing the suction of the memories. I see, the titty sucking. Of course, of course, of course. Of course, of course, it makes perfect sense. I understand now. Rightus, I hope you get your fishies. It's so satisfying. It feels real good to get all the fish. I'm really looking forward to getting all the bugs. And the 2 sea creatures that I'm missing. I think I'm missing the snow crab, the like really, really big, gigantic crab in the sea creatures. Oh, I caught a great white shark. Oh, yes. Watch out for the jaws. There's this great video that somebody posted on the Animal Crossing subreddit where they caught the great white shark, and it says, watch out for the jaws. And one of their villagers is standing right next to them, and it looks like the shark is biting the poor villager. Woo! And it broke my fishing rod. Accurate. Very accurate, yeah. That makes perfect sense. It would break a... Can you imagine? Can you imagine catching a great white shark with just like a little handheld fishing rod? That is the raw fucking strength. The puberty strength required for that. Sonny TV says, why does she look cuter than normal? I'm not wearing any makeup today. This is just my bare naked face. This is what I look like when I wake up first thing in the morning and when I fall asleep at night. This is the face you're getting on the pillow next to you. Hey, says Master Blaster, play fetch with me. All right, what are you gonna throw my way? And it can't be your testicles, because you need those. Oh yeah, I did catch, I think, like 2 or 3 fish that I was missing with the bait. Yeah. I saw someone catch a small shark with a toy fishing rod. Oh, like in real life? Oh shit, that's amazing. Lewis says, fish are great. I was such a bad kid. I was like such a dumb little kid that when I was a little kid, I did not like fish. I was like, ew, yuck, fish, yucky. Not a huge fan of it, didn't like it. And I am Portuguese. I am a Portuguese woman. Can you imagine a Portuguese person saying they don't like fish? And then I got older. I think I also just like tried like different preparations of it as well. And then I was like, oh my God, like fish and chips, sushi, deep fried halibut. Give me all of it. Oh my God, it's all so fucking good. If it comes out of the ocean, it goes in me. And that's the fucking truth. And that's the fucking truth of it. Oh my God, I love it. I love it now. My family and I went on a really, really beautiful vacation in 2019. We planned it really well because if we had waited one more year, obviously in 2020, vacations were not the thing. So for this vacation, we flew from, actually it was kind of interesting. We flew from Toronto to the Azores. We had like a little layover in the Azores where like a bunch of people got off. And I think they actually made us get off the plane and then we had to get back on again. Maybe it was a whole brand new plane, I don't know. And then we flew from the Azores to Lisbon and we spent a week in Lisbon. It was amazing. I love Lisbon. If you are looking for a beautiful, culturally rich, delicious, and inexpensive place to go vacationing, I cannot recommend Lisbon, Portugal enough. The architecture of all of the buildings is so whimsical and magical. J.K. Rowling was living... Fuck J.K. Rowling, you fucking monstrous piece of shit. But she was living in Lisbon, I think, when she got the idea to start writing the Harry Potter books. And you can definitely see in the architecture of the like wizarding world of Harry Potter that she took a lot of inspiration from the architecture of Lisbon. It's just like you have these beautiful, colorful, towering buildings, all crammed together down these like narrow winding streets. There was one night when our cab driver was like, I know a shortcut to get to your hotel. And I swear to God, he like somehow shrunk the car to fit into this insanely narrow alleyway. I'm almost positive he had to pull the mirrors in on the car to be able to make it through. And then the accuracy of just driving through this incredibly narrow and like winding and super duper steep at the same time. Like, the people were amazing. The food is so good. The food is so good. Oh, and for my good friend Lewis, who's been drinking like a fish while he sells fish, you get wine with every meal. Like, I think they knew that we were tourists, so they might have held back on serving us the breakfast wine. But you best believe they gave us fucking tons of lunch wine, tons of dinner wine, wine. Every meal, just get some more wine. I loved it. When we were in Lisbon, we went to Sintra. Sintra is a very famous castle in Lisbon. And it's not just the castle that's really cool and interesting. It's that this castle is like built on the top of this incredibly like thick forested mountain. So you get to like walk through this mountain forest path all the way. And then when you get to the top, you're like up there amongst the clouds. And it's this like gorgeous, impossibly beautiful palace. It's really great. It was really, really wonderful. Can't recommend it enough, you guys. You'll go and you won't regret it. And then also, drugs. Just tons of drugs. My brother was like a pack-a-day cigarette smoker for many, many years. Hi, you coming up? Belle, come up. Ready? Belle, up. Good girl. Hi, baby. Hello, my love. Ooh. Ooh, your little nails are sharp. You got me. Oh, yes. So, my brother was like a lifelong cigarette smoker. And then, right before we went on this vacation, his girlfriend of like about 10 years dumped him. Like, way out of the blue. They had been kind of on the rocks. Like, my brother was working at a job where there was like a couple of toxic employees. And working like really closely with those toxic employees was making him pretty toxic as well. And then it was causing a lot of fights in their relationship. And then like kind of like right before we went on this vacation, they got into such a fight that she was just like, we're broken up then. I'm breaking up with you. And I think she expected my brother to like fight her on that because she said as much. She was like, what? You're not gonna like try to talk me out of it? You're not gonna like fight for our relationship? My brother was just like, nope, I'm just gonna go to an Airbnb. I'm just gonna go straight to an Airbnb. And that's what he did. He just like left that night and went to an Airbnb. And he decided while he was like sitting in that Airbnb, like having just been broken up with his partner of 10 years, and like he moved from Ontario to British Columbia to be with her. He abandoned our family the month that our mother got diagnosed with cancer and the month that our father needed to have non-invasive heart surgery. But he literally was just like, bye family, I'm leaving you because my girlfriend just wants me to move to BC so that she can go to school. Not a good choice, because then when she dumped him, he was a little bit like, oh man, I definitely just came here for her, but I don't want to admit that, so I'm gonna stay here even without her. But then I don't think that was a good choice for my brother. I really don't. He has very few friends in BC, and like our mom just got sicker and sicker and sicker, and no matter how much I begged and pleaded and was like, dude, our mom is dying. You should come home. You should come spend time with her before it's too late. He was just like, no, I'd just rather stay in BC and like sit in my apartment by myself. I mean, I wonder if maybe the toxicity that he thought he was absorbing from those coworkers was maybe a little bit of his own internal toxicity as well. But one of the good things that he did is that he did quit smoking. And so when we were on this vacation in 2019, he would go outside to vape. He had like gotten really into vaping, as many people do when they try to quit smoking. And every single time he went outside to vape, he had somebody come up to him and be like, hey, You want to buy some drugs? And he was like, what? No, I do not want to buy some drugs. But like 1,000% of the time, people just come up to you in Lisbon and it'll just be like, hey, do you want to buy some drugs? The service, you guys, that's incredible. The drugs come to you. The drugs come to you. Bal's my drug. This is the only drug that I need. They were mostly selling weed, which like, I used to be a pretty heavy weed smoker. Actually, I say I was a heavy weed smoker, and like, compared to people who really smoke weed, I was probably like an intermediate, like beginner weed smoker. But I recently quit. I recently cold turkey was just like, when I started smoking marijuana, when I was like 26-ish, 27-ish, it made me feel a little bit anxious, and then pretty quickly the anxiety was like assuaged, and I would relax when I would smoke weed. And then this year, something like switched inside of me, and now it's like the anxiety comes back whenever I smoke weed again. So I was like, ooh, I don't want this. No, thank you. I do not need extra anxiety. You smelling something? You smelling something good? What are you smelling? Yeah, she's smelling something. She's got the scent of something. Sometimes the walks that we go on are very, very slow. Like 10 minutes to take 10 steps, because she has to sniff everything. Every leaf, every blade of grass, everything. She's got to sniff it all. Sniff it all. Hi, Hazer. How are you doing today? It's Couch says natural beauty is the best. It is really nice to not wear any makeup. It does feel really good. Did they wear patches of what they sold? I don't know. I didn't get to see the drug dealers. I didn't go outside with my brother when he was vaping. I stayed in the hotel and like read a book. Yeah, I should have gone outside with him just to see what the drug dealers were sporting. How did they look? How did they approach? What were they doing? But also, my brother and I needed some space on that vacation as well, because he was not very happy on that vacation. He, number one, was like arguing with me a lot about like kind of strange things. He was like arguing with me about the tour guides paying attention to me. He like took it really personally that the tour guides were being kind of like flirty and more talkative towards me than him. And then for whatever reason, he thought the solution to that problem was just to like argue with me and to yell at me, which was not, I mean, you're totally right. He had just been broken up with by his girlfriend. So yeah, he was not in a good place at all. It is very unfortunate and sad that it's definitely like a habit in my family for that when somebody's going through a bad time, they just take it out on somebody else. It is very, very frustrating. Predator whistle. Looking fit. Thank you. Yeah. I exercised last night. I did yoga this morning. Thank you very, very much. Hazer says, I'm good, thanks. I'm very busy with work, and then I need to pack to go off on a stag and doe. Oh no, just a stag. A bachelor party for the weekend. I don't know if I'm looking forward to it or dreading it. How about you? Whoa, no, why are you dreading it? It sounds like it'd be so fun. Those types of parties are always so fun. You get to like do a bunch of reflection on your friendship. You get to do a lot of like adorable fantasizing and speculation about what the future will bring. I think you're gonna have fun. But I also understand the like, oh, I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't know if this is going to be fun or if I'm gonna find myself in an awkward position. I think it's reasonable to have a little bit of dread, but you know what? You're gonna have a great time. I guarantee it. I'll use all of my witchy magic powers to align the universe in a way that makes you happy. Ah, Montreal Man Cap. Bonjour from Montreal, enjoying pink training, thoughtful, relaxing Thursday vibrations. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Master Blaster, yeah, my brother was not in a very good place at that time. And I mean, I don't even think he's in a good place right now either. and that he and I have like not talked in months because we just had like a really terrible falling out where I went to him and I was like, hey, the way that our stepfather treated us when we were children is textbook abuse. Like, this isn't me overreacting. This isn't me, like, misremembering. And my brother even agreed with me at the time that he was like, yeah, that is abuse. That was really, really disgusting, detrimental abuse. And then when I was like, well, we should not let this slide. Like, we should talk to him about this. We should talk to the rest of our family about this. My brother all of a sudden was like, no, we're not going to do anything about it. And that really upset me. That really upset me to the point that I was yelling at him on the phone. And then he just cut me off. And then he just never spoke to me again because I yelled at him over the phone, which is so shitty because I had been telling him for years that I was like, our stepdad gets me alone. Like, he will wait until every other person has left the room and then he will scream in my face. Like, he's not screaming at me over the phone. He's not a little 5'5" woman. He's like a gigantic, like 6'2", 6'3" older man. And he is screaming in my face over and over and over again. And he's doing it on purpose because he knows that it's terrorizing me. And my brother was just like, oh, we shouldn't be afraid of each other. Oh, that's no good. And so, like, it's been kind of difficult to come to terms with, but, like, my brother was absolutely totally fine and cool with me absorbing all of this terrible experience. And then the second that he had to face any of it, he was just like, oh, I'm cutting you out of my life. I'm not dealing with that. You're toxic. You're terrible. I don't want to talk to you. It was just really very confusing and very hurtful because for so much of our lives growing up, I know, oh, I'm sorry, Val, I'm not petting you enough. Yeah, you're right. I felt like we were kind of like dealing with the shitty situation from our parents together, but no, my brother is just a coward. He's just a coward who wants to run away from bad situations and has no problem pushing vulnerable people into bad situations if it means he gets to feel safe. And like, that's no good. That's no good. Please don't be that way to your siblings, my friends. Please stand up for your siblings and their safety. And it's very common. It's like very, very common that if somebody is bullying another person, other people will start bullying the victim as well because they don't want to be on the receiving end of bullying from anyone. And it's easier just to shack up with the bully than to call them on their bullshit. Yeah. I wish things were different for you because family is everything. Yeah, I feel the same way. I grew up really feeling that like my family was everything to me and that it was the most important thing and that like who am I without my family? But it needs to be healthy. It needs to be supportive. Your family should never use you as a punching bag. You should never be used as a punching bag for your family. You should never be used as a scapegoat for your family either. It was also just so disappointing because, like, my stepdad and my stepbrother were not very nice to my brother either. That over the pandemic, we would try to get together for Christmas, and there was a year where my brother was like, I'm too anxious to fly. I am just too worried about the pandemic to come visit for Christmas, so I'm gonna stay home for Christmas this year. And my stepbrother and my stepfather said horrible things about my brother. Said horrible, awful things about my brother. They were incredibly cruel towards him behind his back. And I tried to warn him about it. I tried to be like, hey, like stepdad and stepbrother, we're not being very nice about you not coming to visit for Christmas. And I guess it was just easier for my brother to believe that I was just making things up. Yeah, not a great situation. But it's better to be alone than to be in an abusive relationship. Absolutely. 1,000 times over. And I think many people would agree with that who have gone through similar circumstances. Yeah. Okay, friends, this has been a great conversation. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to go on a quick little break, and I'll be right back. We can keep talking. Don't go anywhere. Sorry guys, that was a longer break than usual. I'm just adding the last part of my Instagram story for you. I went and I got myself a snack. So I'm just gonna post. And then you can go check it out. Oops, I need a comma there. There we go. One more comma. Excellent. And then music. Let's turn the volume down so I don't get in trouble for copyright. Music, music, music. Okay, that should be good. I think I did it. Honestly, your timing is perfect because I also just came back. Wonderful! That's what I like to see, us syncing up. We're just perfectly sunk. Perfectly sunk up. Ah, there we go. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, what are we saying? Hazer said, I'm going with a group of friends who go pretty hard, and my hangovers have been hell recently. Oh, right, you're going to this bachelor party, this stag. This stag party. Oh yeah, we know a good stag. I gave Raymond the shark, and he called it small. The fuck, Raymond? Raymond, what the fuck? Just a cute little guy, he said. It is a great white shark. It's in the name. It's right there in the name. Damn. Well, Raymond seems like the kind of person who'd be difficult to impress. I feel like that's intrinsic in his character. He was just there like, look at that small little guy go. It is very funny when you give fish to the villagers. And it comes in this like little like wrap up plastic bag like you would get a goldfish at a fair from. And you're like, no, there's a great white shark in here. In this teeny tiny little plastic bag, there's a great white shark in there. Yeah. Jesus, Raymond. Classic Raymond. I feel like I don't need it while I'm sitting here. I feel like I need it when I'm like on break. Oh, pardon me. There we go. Oh, hi, baby. Oh, now that I took my sweater off, you want to come up? Come here. Come on up. Now there's room for all of us here. Val, up. Let's go. Come on. Up. Val, up. She just needs some encouragement. Just some gentle encouragement. McDougal, welcome back. You said that you've decided to drink just 4 times for the next 12 months. I've got the dates and everything. Ooh, very organized. Very organized. Can you, what are those dates? Did you pick like your birthday, Keanu Reeves' birthday, and Pedro Pascal's birthday? Hey, dog. Hey, cutie patootie. I picked my mom's birthday, but in my defense, you don't need to defend. You don't need to defend anything. She was born on Halloween. Yeah, that's good. Drinking on Halloween is, you gotta get those spirits where they need to go. Get it? Spirits? Because like spirits is what we call alcohol. But also spirits on Halloween, because it's All Hallows Eve. The spirits. Inconspicuous chatter. What the heck? My mom's birthday was also on Halloween. Oh, hello. Do you guys have the same mom? They're brothers. They're brothers and they didn't even know it. This morning when I was taking Bal for a walk, we bumped into somebody in the neighborhood. I've never met him before, but he immediately was just like, what a beautiful little dog. I need to say hi to your dog. And he was like, oh, she's so cute. How old is she? And I was like, her birthday is in September. And this guy on the street was like, my birthday is in September. Twins, birthday twins. He told me the dates as well, and I kind of forgot them. But I don't think it's really that important. It's just that they both have birthdays in September. Both September babies. Like how Austin Powers and Dr. Evil are brothers. Exactly. Exactly. I think I'm only one day off from Val, or one day apart from Val's birthday. Yeah. We love our September babies. Does that make you a Libra? I don't know the fucking, I don't know all the zodiacs. I'm a Virgo, of course. Those all-seeing eyes. Oh, is that a good spot? Oh yeah, that's a good spot. Oh yeah, and the spot extends all the way down to your jaw. Of course, of course. Of course, of course. What do you think you could throw further? A burrito or a full quesadilla? Oh, is it this spot over here to get your foot going? Val, what could we throw further? A quesadilla or a burrito? The quesadilla you can kinda like a frisbee it, right? Because quesadillas are round and flat. I just want a squeezer. So with the quesadilla, you could use a little bit more of like its natural lift. You could definitely, I think the quesadilla would go further. The burrito's just like throwing a meaty football, which, who knows how well I could do that. I call my dog a little burrito. I don't think I could throw her though. Oh, hey baby. Oh, she's got to get right in that perfect spot. My pick would be a quesadilla too. The lift generated, the torque would be unreal. Comet Balls coming in hot. He just had a torta, and that shit was so cash. I love that you called it shit. I love that it's delicious and you love it, and it's still called shit. It depends on what's in it. You know what I dislike so very, very much? When they overload the burrito with rice. Don't do that to me. If I wanted that much fucking rice, I would have ordered Chinese food. I don't love it. I don't love when they overdo the rice. In university, there was a place on campus, and it was the only place that gave you burritos. And of course, because they were the only place that gave you burritos, it was 80% fucking rice, and then 20% rest of the fillings that you wanted. I hated it. I hated those bastards. I'm so glad that we left university. We got to live wherever we wanted to live. We get the right percentage of fillings in our burrito. I've played disc golf. Give me the quesadilla. Yeah. The quesadilla seems to be the right choice between if you could throw a quesadilla or if you could throw a burrito. Now, if we get into like, when I was really, really hardcore into fitness in my 20s, we went to this like high intensity interval training boot camp class. And the guys who ran it had met because they all played football in university together. Oh, hey babe, you're just gonna lay down? And there was a day where one of the guys, and it sucked because if he had been taller, this dude was like about the same height as me. And when you play professional football, you need to be bigger than a 5'5" tall woman. So this guy was like about 5'5", or like maybe like 5'6", 5'7"-ish. So he wasn't very tall, but he was absolutely hugely fucking jacked. And I watched him just casually throw a football one day after class. We were just hanging out talking. And I felt like I was watching a movie. I couldn't believe at all that I was like, this guy literally just threw a ball farther than I thought would be physically possible. It looked like magic. I think he could throw a burrito rather. I think he could throw a burrito to the moon. Easy burrito to the moon. I don't know if he could throw a quesadilla further. Hey, Pop. Yeah. We need burritos on the moon. Or do we need nachos on the moon? Because it's all made of cheese. Inconspicuous Chatter says, I do worship the moon and the stars. I believe it, baby. If the quesadilla is cut into triangles, you're gonna have a hard time throwing. It would just disperse. That'd be a good way of serving quesadillas to a crowd, though. Cut it up, fling it, they all just like go everywhere in the crowd. Yes, that's great. I know what I want to do for my birthday next year. Imagine explaining and teaching the English language. Shit equals bad, but shit also equals the best. Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. Smoke it now to activate the movies and burn this meal out. I don't know if that's exactly how... Oh, the munchies. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, Comet Balls, enjoy. The burrito would go the furthest without being obliterated. I don't know, I've had some pretty fucking solid quesadillas in my life. Some surprisingly solid quesadillas in my life. Leave university and then wherever you live does the same shit, says McFlurry Mac. No, I'm very lucky that I live downtown Toronto now. And that in downtown Toronto, there are so many delicious options for burritos. There's some really, really good ones. There's this one place. It's called Grillies. If you're ever in Toronto and you want just like high quality, greasy deliciousness, get Grillies. It's not pretentious. It's very simple packaging. It's very simple ingredients. And it's a very effective deliciousness. Oh, fuck yes. I think I could throw a burrito further, says Ritus. Like a little bit of weight in the things that I'm throwing. Yeah. I don't think there's a wrong answer in this question. Like, which one is gonna go further? It depends. It depends on the person throwing it. Absolutely. The moon burrito. Just put a football in a burrito and then give it to that guy. I think he would rather have the football in one hand and a burrito in the other hand, but I like where your head's at. Space burrito restaurant would slap. I wonder if they let the astronauts eat burritos up in space. But how far could he toss a salad? Ooh, it's not about distance with that. It's about quality. A bunch of baby ducks. Send them to the moon. A soda machine that doesn't work. Send it to the moon. I'm so excited we're getting more regular show. They recently announced a whole bunch of Cartoon Network's greatest hits are all coming back and we're getting more episodes of it. And yes, yeah, give me more regular show, please and thank you. Oh, the dog looks so good. The groomer did great. The groomer does great with her. Yeah, she does. She apologized. She was like, I don't know if I got around her mouth. Oh, do you want to itch your face? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. She's like, I didn't want to she's like, I don't know if I got around her muzzle perfectly evenly. And I was like, it's perfect. You did an amazing job. You have nothing to apologize for. The dog looks wonderful. And she feels great too. Hey, Bao, you come over here? Bao, over here? Let's go. Come on. Bao, come on over. I feel like she's just like a person. She's not going to do it the first time you ask. She might not even do it the second time you ask. But if you really, really mean it the third time you ask, then she'll fucking get into it. You're a good dog. Yeah, you're a good dog. I hope Mordecai is less of a douchebag. Growing up is realizing that Mordecai is not a good guy. I kind of liked that. It is realistic that not everyone is going to be a good, wholesome, kind person. I haven't watched the later seasons of regular show, but I think it shows, not all character development is going to be into a better person. Sometimes character development means you turn into kind of a worse person. Yeah. Horizon Intercept says, here's my ranking for CA Mexican food. Oh, I was like, for Canadian Mexican food. No, you mean for Californian Mexican food. Number 1, San Diego. Number 2, Los Angeles. Number 3, San Francisco. All right, I think this is... Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to argue with you about that. I feel like we're all pretty on board with that. Sounds right. Such a smart dog, says Sil? She is a really smart dog. Yeah, she is. If the cheese is melted properly, then yeah, I can see it flying like a disc. Oh yeah, and it's about the grilling on the outside. Like you press the quesadilla and you really grill it like so it's nice and crispy on the outside. That crisp has some intense structural integrity. Absolutely. Benjamin, hello, welcome to the Blanket Fort. I'm very glad you're here. Chat, trust me with food advice. I'm still craving Capsalon. When we were in Rotterdam for TwitchCon, the only thing that I wanted, I was like, you guys, this is the only thing that we need. We must find Capsalon. And a couple of years ago, when I went on a little vacation with my ex-boyfriend, Hi, oh, sorry, am I not petting you? We were in Amsterdam, and we were, like, hungover. We had been, like, drinking and smoking and partying, because it's Amsterdam, and that's what you do. And it was, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're like, oh my god, we're so hungry, we're so hungry. And so we went into this adorable little, like, restaurant. It's kind of like a, like, cafeteria-style restaurant, to be honest. And the owner was like, oh, wow, that just, Comet Balls, that just came straight out of and back into the cleavage. That's perfect, wow. The owner was like, you need Capsalon. And we were like, Capsalon? That doesn't even sound like food. That sounds like a futuristic place where they do space politics. Into the Capsalon to do space politics. It was like, this doesn't even sound like a real thing. And he gave it to us, and it was the most delicious thing I've ever had in my entire life. It's salad. It's like salad with some like French fries, and there's cheese, and there's a bunch of different sauces. And it's so fucking good. And then there's also donair, I think. I think they add donair as well. And it's just the perfect, it's like savory, it's crunchy, it's gooey. It's fucking amazing. It's so good. And I was so happy during Rotterdam TwitchCon that we were able to find that place, right, that made us the Capsalon. And it was so good. And we loved it. It was like the most proud moment of my life was sitting there with all the boys and being like, okay, guys, eat your Capsalon. Tell me what you think of it. And that, like, oh my god, the first bite is like, okay, this is pretty good. And then you get the second bite, and it's, like, different, but also so fucking good. And then by the time you get into the third and the fifth bite, you're like, I would eat this every day. I would eat this every day. Yeah, at the beginning of a regular show, Ritus, you think that, like, Mordecai is the more reasonable, mature one, and that Rigby is the sort of, like, irresponsible asshole. And then by the end of the series, you're like, no, Rigby's a great dude, and Mordecai's kind of an asshole. Yeah. Cali Mexi? No Taco Bell, fake Mex food. Is it bad that, like, every once in a while I do get a craving for Taco Bell? Even though I know it's not good Mexican food? It's its own thing. Spores said, my wife just walked by and said, I'd fuck her. Meanwhile, she hasn't fucked me in 3 days. Mad about it. Mad about it. Well, maybe it's time for you to put on an erotic bubblegum pink onesie. This is the universe telling you that it's your time, bitch. Get in the onesie. Come on now, do it for you and do it for her. The pooch is sitting there thinking, why does she always just sit there talking to the wall? It's so interesting how often truly the stupidest morons of our society think they have found the cleverest thing to say. And it's always that thing. It's always that thing. Like... Wow, Automod is insane. No, you're just a worthless idiot who no one deserves to speak to. Like, no one deserves to have them spoken to in that way. Dude. It's just ridiculous. Like, dogs don't care and don't think about who is this person talking to. They really don't. They really don't. Dogs don't give a fuck about that. But there's always some idiot in chat who's like, your dog thinks you're so crazy for talking to nobody. Like, no, my dog doesn't give a fuck. You're assuming that dogs recognize that human beings do this to communicate with each other? But, like, I mean, what do they think dogs think when we sing songs? Like, alone in our house? Also, we all talk to ourselves all the time. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. There is nothing, thank you Viking Viking for that. There is nothing lost by not talking to that person. I also think that I dislike that comment so much. I've gotten it like over and over and over again as a Twitch streamer. But this comment about like, your dog must think you're so crazy for talking to nobody, it feels like a really shitty way of trying to make me feel self-conscious. Like, are you trying to make me feel like I'm doing something wrong or that this isn't right or anything? Like, I don't understand what they get out of saying that, other than I think they're just trying to make me feel self-conscious because maybe I make them feel self-conscious. Hey, pup. Taco Bell is definitely its own thing, but I can enjoy it as well. Yeah. Diablo sauce is S tier, says JCZ. You mean like hot sauce? Or is that a specific type of hot sauce? I like Asian food. Sorry to generalize, but I'm not the one that made all the Asian food so good. Chinese food, Thai food, Japanese food, it's all so delicious, absolutely. Singapore has its own phenomenal cultural ecosystem. Yeah, it's great. Nah, the dog is vibing. Yeah, the dog is vibing. I mean, we've definitely had like phone conversations, definitely like put on movies and TV shows where there's people talking to like apparently no one. Oh, little face on my knee, shut the fuck up. So cute. Yeah, the dog doesn't give a shit if she thinks I'm talking to somebody or not. The dog is so cute. I feel like it's people who don't own dogs and they think that they're just stupid animals. Yeah, it's... Come here. No, come here. You're such a baby. I'm gonna squeeze you. I'm gonna squeeze you up. Okay, I squeezed you. Oh, she's gotta stretch. She's gotta stretch out her little butt and her little hips. Yeah. Yeah, says Inconspicuous Chatter. It's an odd jab at someone, in my opinion. Quite often I've been noticing this online, that like a lot of these negative comments are just meant to make the person streaming feel self-conscious. And I guess that's what shallow, insecure people do. They don't know how to deal with their own sense of self-consciousness, and so they try to make other people feel self-conscious. Why do you look that way? Why are you sitting like that? Your dog probably thinks you're crazy for talking to the wall. Like my dog has eyes. My dog can see that these things look different and that this isn't a wall. JCZ says, my dog thinks I'm crazy for sure. They're inadvertently also calling themselves nobody as well, says Bikini Boys. Exactly. I gave my pup a bath today and now he's harumphing in the corner. Oh, yeah. She goes crazy. She gets like this huge burst of energy after I give her a bath. And she just like runs all around. My pet terrier, Ivy, knew for a fact that I was a dumbass. Oh yeah. All the dog cares about is love and food. Exactly. Well said. Precisely. The dog doesn't really have any thoughts beyond like, oh, she's just hanging out. She's sitting here. And when she sits here, I get to like cuddle her and play fetch with her and I get pets. I asked my wife to do the high tied ponytail like yours, and she declined, saying that it hurts. So I tried the hair myself, and it does hurt. How do you make it not hurt? You put it up in the ponytail, and then you grab your hair, and you kind of like pull it a little bit out of the elastic, so that it's not, so it looks like it's like pulled tight and nicely, but it's not actually pulled tight. There is like a little bit of looseness, there is like a little bit of give. Although it's still gonna, it's like taking the ponytail down after the long day. It feels so good. All the follicles relaxing. Also, apparently, sebum, which is like the oil that our skin creates, mixes with your dead skin cells. And then that settles in the follicles of your hair. And that can create the feeling of like your head can ache from it. So having your hair be very, very clean gets rid of that sebum buildup, gets rid of all of that like sort of gunking up, and that can make the hair follicles lay down nicer and not feel so tight to your scalp. I think. I don't know. I read about this on the Fine Hair subreddit, and I was like, yeah, that seems to make sense. But, like, who knows if that's the fucking truth or not. Little mama looks so cozy. Yeah. Oh, wow, says Justice Crash. You look amazing. I love the pink. Thanks. Go Astros. The game is starting. I'm almost mad about it because I gotta leave here. I was vibing out. But till next time. McDougal, don't worry about it. That's what the VODs are for. That's what the VODs are for. Such a big stretch. I love it when the dog does the big stretch. What else would you expect the goal of negative comments to be? I guess that's a good point, yeah. I do wonder what dogs think about things that we do. Like, how do they process getting in the car? I don't think dogs think about these things. I think that mostly dogs are amazing at being in the moment. And they're thinking about, what am I feeling right now? What am I experiencing right here? And they're not really thinking about anything else outside of their immediate... Oh, and a big yawn, too. Oh, what's good, Ethel Kane? Welcome. It's been a year! 12 months of me and Ethel Kane. Just chilling, just hating, just living our best lives. Welcome, Ethel Kane. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, I don't think dogs are trying to, like, put together this big idea. I think dogs are much more like, are we happy? Yes, we're happy. Are we hungry? Yes, we're hungry. Are we safe? Yes, we're safe. And beyond that, I don't really think dogs think about a lot of other things. There are people who believe that dogs have been bred to have a type of Williams syndrome. When I worked as a professional Disney princess, there was a yearly, like, convention for people, mostly children, who have Williams syndrome. And Williams syndrome is an interesting developmental, I don't want to say abnormality because that feels kind of rude, but it is abnormal in human beings. Williams syndrome, it makes you, like, very happy overall. It makes you very outgoing overall. And it makes you very in the moment, like very, very in the moment. There's some other things that go along with Williams syndrome, because whenever you start talking about this, like, oh, they're just like really happy people, they're just like really outgoing people, a lot of people misunderstand that as being like, oh, so that's great, it's like a miracle. But it's like, no, there's other parts of it that are not so wonderful or good. But people believe that, like, we kind of bred dogs with Williams syndrome, where they're just like happy, easygoing, curious, relaxed, really enthusiastic about meeting new people. She's got a pretty smile, my dog does. Yeah. I do wonder, oh yeah, the cars. Cars are teleportation machines. No, I think the dog realizes that we're moving through space because they can smell all the different smells passing by. And so that would give them the sensation of, like, things are moving outside of us. But I definitely don't think that the dog knows that we're controlling the vehicle. They must just think that every car is automatic. Oh, finally opening up the Tide hair after a long day does feel divine. Biking, yeah. My dog can tell where we're going, so I think dogs are smart enough to, like, know what a car is. Yeah, dogs can understand, like, transportation, because they can, in the moment, be like, this smell is new, and that smell is new, and I'm not moving, which means the world outside of me must be moving. Yeah, the dogs want to please you. Do you think they care about your happiness? Is their thing? Dogs do care about their owner's happiness. Yes, they do. In that dogs recognize us as, like, a single thing. We're a group. Me and her. And dogs do want to make you happy, which is, and you can see that this is real, because if you start angrily shouting at your dog, they will act ashamed. If you behave in a way that your dog can tell, do you want to come here and put your head down on me? Come here. They'll get upset. Like, you can shame a dog with just your voice and just your body language, and the dog will notice, and the dog will, like, react as if they're upset. That does not work with cats. You cannot shout at a cat. And nope, that's just not, it just doesn't work that way. Cats don't give a fuck. If you're like, I'm angry at you, cat, the cat goes, good. Fuck yes. Mission accomplished, bitch. But dogs do care about your happiness, and they want you to be happy. And they can tell by the tone of your voice and your body language. Are you pleased? Are you displeased? You're gonna fall off. You're gonna fall off. Don't fall off. Is that the happy condition thing? Williams syndrome. You can look it up. Aussie Boy says, random question, but have you seen American Psycho? And if so, what are your thoughts on Christian Bale's character? I've seen articles written about how owning a copy of it is a red flag. American Psycho is a great movie. One of the greatest movies directed by a woman. I really like American Psycho. It does not present Christian Bale's character as the hero. Like, he's not presented as a good person. He's not presented as, like, somebody aspirational or inspirational even. And I love that it was directed by a woman, which, especially when it came out, was very rare. It's still pretty rare to have female directors today in 2025, but it was even rarer back in the day when that movie came out. I wonder why internally birds decide to make nests. They developed, so the birds that made nests for their eggs were able to have their babies survive because it was protected. Their babies had bye puppy. Their babies had like a healthy, safe place to grow up. Birds that didn't make nests and birds that didn't make good nests, their bloodlines died out. It's an evolutionary trait. There are even birds that create such intricate nests, they have false openings. I think they're called weaver birds. And weaver birds will create like a full sphere of a nest with a fake opening and then the real opening underneath the fake opening to try to trick snakes. Birds are incredible fucking creatures. They really are. Do they just want to help their eggs, or is it instinctual? They don't even process what they do? It's that, number one, they, like, birds remember. They're, like, born and they're in the nest. And they instinctually understand that, like, this is what let me survive. This is what I'm going to do to help my children survive. Pigeons make terrible nests, but they hide them really well. I think that's the only way that they survive. Yeah. Either you make an amazing fucking nest, or you're wonderful at evading predators. There are your options. There's a few options, yeah. Romeo says, without makeup, still beautiful. Thanks, bitch. Thank you. Yeah, cats don't give a fuck. Cats don't give a fuck sitting there getting yelled at just like, Do you think your dog knows what we're talking about? My dog definitely understands tone. And I think most dogs understand tone. They don't understand the words that we're saying, although they do recognize some words. But I think that dogs definitely understand, like, the casual tone of the conversation. I think that they understand that, like, I'm sitting here and I'm talking with friends. And that conversation is different than if I was, like, I don't know, in a work meeting. Or if I was in a therapy session. Oh my god, it's the saddest nest imaginable. Oh my god, it's literally just like 7 twigs in a pile and a fucking egg in the center. Oh, pigeons. Oh, pigeons. Pigeons have great numbers to their advantage. Where they're like, there's so many pigeons. Hopefully the, like, predators of pigeons will just go after the old decrepit pigeons and leave the little eggs alone. I feel like if you idolize Patrick Bateman, then it's a red flag. Oh yeah, that's what his name is. Yeah. Do you have a scar on your leg? No, it's a bruise. I got a bruise. They know particular words by vibration. I don't think that sounds true. I don't think the dog is understanding the vibrations. I think dogs just understand that, like, sound, and that certain sounds are familiar. If you say the word treat, they know the word treat. They're not, like, I mean, technically all sounds are vibrations, but they're not, like, echolocating. They're not feeling the vibration. They're definitely having the sound enter their ear, and the sound vibrations work on the eardrum, and that creates a familiar noise, like the noise of the word treat. She's looking at me so hard now because I said the magic word. Some birds also build nests to even attract a mate. Like, I think we all saw that in the most recent, like, Animal Planet. That there was this bird, and their whole deal was that they created these, like, incredibly beautiful, elaborate nests. And it had, like, a big fucking arc over the top of it. And it's, like, a three-dimensional piece of artwork, truly. And then they would do a little dance. And then they do a little bird dance in the fucking area that they've built this nest to try to attract a female mate. Guys, you just gotta work on your dance moves. Pick up what the birds are putting down. Yeah, sound works with vibration, so I guess it's like technically true. Yeah. Hi, puppy. You want me to throw the ball? You have to bring it here. You gotta drop it. Good girl. Good girl, Val. Yeah, go get it. Oh yeah, it's in the pile of laundry. Oh yeah, it's in the pile of laundry. Yeah, all sounds work on vibrations, so I guess technically what he said was correct. That, like, the dogs can tell by the vibrations. It seems like a bit of a roundabout way of saying dogs can hear. This dog is sensing the vibrations in the air. That's hearing for you. And hearing is beweering. No, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Yeah, I am constructing an elaborate bird's nest in my backyard, and I will invite the ladies there. I'll let you know how it works. I think that the equivalent for humans would be just like having a clean, nice house. A nice, clean house. You know, you have like a little bit of art up on the walls. You might have, I don't know, a rug on the ground. And not like 800 beer cans full of piss. Somebody posted on the mildly infuriating subreddit, which I think this is a grave underestimation of how annoying this is. They were like, these are beer cans full of human piss, even though there is a bathroom like not even 5 feet away from where this photo was taken. And this guy in the comments who posted this was like, this is my roommate's bedroom. He just pees into empty beer cans and then leaves them on his dresser. And there's a very common phrase on the internet, which is that it's not all men, but almost always a man. Oh, God in heaven. I cannot think of anything more revolting or unpleasant than having, yeah, the piss cans or the piss jug. We worked so hard as a society to get this plumbing for each and every one of us. We get to enjoy the plumbing. I love the plumbing. Flush that shit away. Get it out of here. But what about that episode of Hoarders? Well, that woman has a severe mental illness. I don't really think that you can pick one woman who has a severe mental illness and be like, see, women do this too. I mean, that one did. That one woman did. Great. Good for you. I get so frustrated. There's a person in my neighborhood and they just let their dog pee on the sidewalk right outside of their house. But then there's this like huge, permanent, dried out, smelly piss stain on the sidewalk in our neighborhood. And I'm like, there is grass. Like, there is grass all over the place that you can use, please. The piss can is nasty by itself, but also the level of laziness to be willing to stick his dick into the beer can and risk cutting himself? Yeah. Shiz is like, oh, I think I can fix her. Crab Shrimp said, I would say that any guy who's collecting his pee in cans, this is cans, we're not talking about jugs here, has mental illness too. Sure, yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with you. I also think that he could be perfectly mentally healthy and just a disgusting fucking slob. Yeah. But that woman on Hoarders, it goes beyond. Definitely goes beyond just being a slob. People who piss in the beer cans also have mental illness. I'm not disagreeing with you. They could also just be incredibly lazy as well. It's very possible. Maybe that hoarder lady was also incredibly lazy and a slob as well. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think we're gonna ban you. It's just like that guy who came in and was like, fun fact, people used to like die from not wearing seatbelts. It's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you, person who says, I like the idea that he's actually putting his dick fully into the can to pee. I don't like you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Yeah. BRB, guys, don't go anywhere, and definitely don't pee into a can. Hello, welcome back. Yeah, the conversations are always all over the place. It's never really just one thing in the conversation. It's always multiple things. Always many different things. Yeah. The Patrick Bateman question was like really out of left field, but then the person who asked that definitely knew that when they asked it, because they were like, hey, I know this is kind of random. Yeah. I caught another shark, another great white. Or there's also like, there's a whale shark that you can catch as well. The whale shark is very big. Very, very big whale shark. Like, yeah, another great white. Amazing. Amazing. You'll have great gifts for Raymond all this week then. Yeah. And that's good. It's so, I love giving presents to my Animal Crossing villagers. But for me, it's always clothes. I just love giving them like all the cutest and the best little outfits. I like trying to find out what colors work best with them. And then there are preferred, like there's sporty clothing, there's preferred styles of clothing for each of the villagers. And I definitely get that. They want like their preferred style of clothing. But for me, I'm like, no, it's just what I imagine you would look best in on my island. And also what colors I think you'd look best in. Yeah, so I just do whatever I think is best. But then that means that I often get the dialogue option from them being like, whoa, this is not usually my style. Or like, oh, I never wear stuff like this. I have read that if you give them clothing in their preferred style, they'll wear that over clothing outside of their preferred style. But I mean, if the only clothes that you give them, they can't help but wear the clothes that you give them. Hi, Storyteller, how are you? Harley has a question. Harley asks, what is this tier on your Patreon about? It's just a tier that you can sign up for. There's not really anything special about it. It's just a tier that you can choose to sign up for if you want to. Yeah. It's not going to give you personal private access to me, which is I think sometimes what people assume with the Patreon tiers. That like, oh, this is the tier that I get to like make sure that V responds to me on. And that's definitely not. It's definitely not. Cubby says, always so pretty with and without the makeup on. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you to say. Yeah. Yeah. There is no free will for the AC villagers. Exactly. Exactly. They are my playthings. They are my playthings, I tell you, and I will play with them as I will. I also just gift them clothes, because I keep seeing Raymond in his tank top that does not suit him at all. I try to rework their outfits all the time. It's pretty fun. It feels really, really sweet when they like put together a whole adorable little outfit, and you're like, yes, you're wearing all the things that I want you to wear. I feel like Sprocket is the best one for me on my island. Sprocket always looks fucking dapper. What's good, Beta Boy? How are you doing today? Glad to see you in chat. Laughing at make sure V responds. Yeah. I do not love those types of social obligations. Not a fan. Yeah. The tier that is V responds to you is called marriage, and I believe those applications are closed. Yeah. The last time I was at the beach, there was a guy who was talking to me, and he was like, ooh, I'd love to take you out for dinner. But I was like, I'm gonna take myself out for dinner, because I'm dating me this year. Spent a whole lot of my life dating other people, dating everybody, dating this, that, and the other, dating your daddy, dating your mama, dating your hot cousin. But this year I'm dating me, and I'm loving it. Just like the good old regular beach? No, no, no. The fun nude beach, yeah. Oh, yes. I do worship the moon, says Moon Enjoyer. Yes, you fucking do. Yeah. Rightus, I think that was an okay timeout. I think he was just asking a weird off-topic question. I think that one would be okay for a timeout, and we just tell them, like, no? No, I don't know how to do a whistle with my fingers. No. Yeah. This guy's comment, I love your outfits. I'd love to wear them. That always makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I don't really know how to respond to those comments. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it, but there's maybe it's you even. There's definitely a guy who the only thing he says in his DMs to me over and over and over again is, you look so cute and girly in your skirt or in your dress or in your bodysuit. I want those clothes. I want to be a cute girly girl. And I get it. There's like lots of trans people who are not able to dress in the way that they want to be able to dress. But also, I also just wonder, I'm like, is this about your gender identity? Or is this about like a humiliation fetish that you're trying to draw me into? I don't know where the line is, but I know that either way, I feel like I'm on the wrong side of it. Yeah. I don't really understand why that user would ask, can you finger whistle? Yeah. Oh, okay, Rightus. Never mind that I did not know about the extenuating circumstances. Again, sometimes people online will ask you what seems to be an innocuous question, but what they're trying to do is trick you into satisfying whatever weird kink they have. Like, he can't just come in and be like, can you jam your fingers in your mouth? Because that's a very sexy thing. It's a very, very sexy thing. To put your fingers in your mouth and to imagine somebody else putting their fingers in your mouth. I get it. That's like definitely a weird kink thing. Yeah, good for you, Rightus. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't realize that he was so one-track minded. It is some weird fetish thing. And yeah, I don't think I need to be a part of that. It's almost why I prefer the comments where the people are just like, you look so good, I am jerking off to you. I mean, we can't allow those in chat because if we allow one person to come in and be like, you look so good, I'm jerking off to you, then the whole conversation is just going to turn into that. But like, they're a little bit more like straightforward. They're a little bit less, I feel like I'm being tricked into doing something that I don't understand. Yeah, Rightus, it always seems like some sort of bizarre fetish. Everything is a weird fetish these days. Well, when we look around the world, it is a lot of misery and woe. So it's not surprising that so many people are leaning so heavily into their like esoteric fantasies. It seems almost like the natural continuation of like the only choice that we have, which is that we have like no control over how the world is going to move forward. We have no control over like the way that our own lives are going to progress. So we try to create control. We try to like manifest control or manufacture control through our interactions with other people. And because we're all online so fucking much, it's gonna come out online as well. Yeah. Oh, Rightus. This guy you can ban right away. Yeah, that's a great ban. That's a wonderful ban right off the bat. That's great. Get the fuck out of here. Nothing screams red flag than bringing up a war criminal for no good reason. Just amazing. Just tell me that you have nothing in your head with one comment, and there it is. What do you think about this war criminal? What do you think this war criminal jerks off to? I don't think about him. I don't think about him ever. And it's a good day every day that I don't have to think about him. Ooh, okay, so what I have been thinking about, though, I'm about maybe like 2/3 of the way through the book that I'm reading right now. I slowed down a little bit. I haven't been doing as much reading as I think I should be, which is, I'm not doing myself any favors with that. But it's called The Kingdoms of God. It's the third book in the Inheritance trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. It's a fantasy series set mostly in this city, which, when the books begin, the city is called Sky, and the big, like, palatial mansion of the main family, that's like the monarchy, ruling family of this world, live in a beautiful castle that's also called Sky. But then through the series of, like, events in the books, no spoilers, through the series of events in the books, it goes from being called Sky to the city underneath being called Shadow, which I think is a much better name. The City of Shadow, that's fucking badass. That is badass. So the books begin with this central family being like the ruling monarchy of basically the entire world. And this central family, the Arameri family, are so powerful. They are like politically involved in every other kingdom in the entire world. They are the like height of aristocracy, and they also have the literal gods of this world, because gods can take on mortal form and mingle amongst like the people. The gods of this world are also kind of enslaved to this family. So they not only have like military power, capitalistic power, they also have this like mystical power of the gods being on their side. Through all the events of the first book, this is sort of like thrown into catastrophe, but not like immediately. It's realistic in that like most systems of power aren't like light switches that you can turn off and on. A lot of systems of power, it's like a slow creep of like, these people are very, very powerful, and then circumstances and environments change. Whoever has access to power, like, slowly changes. So now it's been, I think maybe like, I don't know, the timing of the books is a little hard to like parse out because they don't use any kind of calendar to tell you. So I feel like it's been like 50 to 80 years since the beginning of the first book. And the power creep, like the Arameri family was everything. Like if you even thought about attacking them, that would be enough to get your entire lineage obliterated. But that was like 50 to 80 years ago, and things change. And so now what they're dealing with in the family is that there are people in other nations who are creating magic masks. These masks are imbued with a particular archetype and a particular nature. And the mask has some kind of magic involved in it that makes you put it on. And then once you put it on, you're like a corpse puppet for whoever's will has been imbued into this mask. And they're using these masks to like assassinate the members of this ruling family. So it's very like, who has the greatest political gain of taking them down? Who also would be daring enough to like threaten this very, very powerful family? And also, how the fuck are they using this magic? The city name sounds so cool. It kind of reminds me of the ninja villages names in Naruto. Yeah, the hidden village of the mist, the hidden village of the leaf, the hidden village of sand. The hidden village of rain was depressing, very industrialized. Very industrialized. Not particularly cozy. Yeah, this trilogy, the Inheritance trilogy, about the Arameri family, about the gods therein. So there's like the big three gods. There's the god of light, the god of dark, and the lady of the in-between of grayness, basically. And the whole story is because these gods had their own sort of falling out, where the Grey Lady, Enitha, kind of was a little bit more into the Lord of Darkness than she was into the Lord of Light. And that made the Lord of Light feel very lonely. And solitude is his antithesis. Solitude, being alone, because all matter and all life in this world came from the maelstrom. This like swirling mass of chaos and energy, and it like spits out the Lord of Darkness one day, and he's by himself for so long. He's just like all alone. He's the Lord of Darkness. His name is Nahadoth. It's a great name. And he's all by himself for so very long. And then the maelstrom spits out the Lord of Light. His name is Atempus. And so Atempus has never been alone. From the minute that he began to exist, he had a counterpart. He had somebody else there with him. He had company. He was never alone, and he was never meant to be alone. And so even like a small moment of loneliness is enough to drive him insane and to alter his nature and to make him kind of crazy. So he goes a little crazy. It's bad. It's not good crazy. It's a bad kind of crazy. And he ends up killing Enitha, the Grey Lady. He kills her using demon's blood, because demon's blood can kill a god. And whew, they go on like a big demon killing spree. And demons in this world are not like devils from hell or anything like that. Demons are just what they call the offspring of gods and mortals. If a god has a kid with a mortal, that child is born with magic, but also mortality. And being born with magic and mortality makes them really dangerous. It makes mortal kind dangerous to the immortal gods. Because nothing is supposed to be able to kill a god except for time and maybe other gods. But if humankind got their hands on enough demon blood, they could basically cripple the entire universe. They could destroy everything. So it's so heartbreaking that like the gods created humans in their image, and humans love their children. Humans feel an incredible sadness and an almost insurmountable loss when our children die. And it's interesting to hear how some of the mortals talk to the gods, being like, you killed all of your children because you're heartless. You killed all of your children. How could you do that? And the gods that they're talking to are like, oh my god. Oh me. Oh my. It still broke our hearts. We made you in our image. You love your children because we love our children. And it is heartbreaking to have to undo their lives because of the danger that they pose towards us. Comet Balls, it's a great fucking read. I love it. Can't recommend it enough. I'm enjoying it so much. This is the second time I'm reading it, which kind of feels like the first time, because the first time I read these books, I went through them so quickly. I just read them so fucking fast. I was like, did I absorb any of that information? And going through my second read through now, the answer is no. Everything is brand new. I don't remember anything I don't remember where the plot goes. I barely remember all the characters. This second read through it's like the first time. It's great. Were you ever a big D&D player? No, I tried to get my friends to play D&D once, and I was not very successful. Unfortunately, most of my friends, when I tried to get them to play D&D, they just turned into murder hobos. They were just like, we should just kill everything that we come across. And I had to be like, no guys, you have moral alignments. You can't just kill everything that you come across. There might be consequences for that. And also, it goes against your own character bios. And they were like, no, I'm just gonna kill and steal and just like burn everything down. Yeah, just a terrible, it was difficult to get them to sort of get into character. You're right, says Delita. I do worship the moon, but I also worship you. That's great because the moon and I are one and the same, baby. Oh, right. Yeah. That person seems like they're very mentally unwell. Like, And I do not need to shoulder any of their mental illness. That is very inappropriate. So what book are you on? I'm on the third book in the trilogy. I think it's called The Kingdoms of God. And I'm just into the third part of that. I think the third book is cut up into 4 parts. And I don't know actually for sure, because I'm reading it on my Kindle, so I don't have the book in front of me with like the pages to turn. I'm just taking the Kindle's word for it when it tells me I'm 80% of the way through the full trilogy. Oh, that's always my problem with books, especially trying to remember all the factions, locations, characters. The second read-through really helps cement everything. Tom Ganks! Tom Ganks! I'm glad that you and I have this exact same issue. Yeah, it's comforting to know that it's not just a me problem. Oh, I love it though. So the first book follows Yaena. Yaena is the daughter of the former heir to the Arameri throne. She's like the one who's going to inherit the title of like the head of the family. She's the one who's going to like get everything, but she left the family. She was like, I renounce my heirhood, my title. And she goes and she marries a guy from a lesser kingdom, and they have their baby, Yaena. And so she grew up in her like own little kingdom, kind of shunned from the main family, and definitely shunned from the privilege that being part of that family would give any other member. Oh, my ride's coming. Pardon me. The beginning of the book, of the very first book, is that Yaena is being summoned to the main family. That this group of people who are her like aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, who have basically pretended she never existed before, are like, hey, you need to come to the palace immediately. And the palace is this like, it's not a regular castle. It's like this impossibly gigantic floating castle. I think there might be like a stem that connects it to the ground, but it's held up by magic. It's like made by magic. It's held up by magic. It's like so, it's shining and it's white. It's made of this like really, really impressive, it's called daystone. It's made of this magic mineral that like always glows. It's so pretty and glowy and pure white. And the first book is Yaena trying to figure out, first of all, who killed her mother? Her poor mother's been assassinated. She's like, who the fuck assassinated my goddamn mother? And then also trying to figure out why she has been called to the family palace and what they want from her. Her grandfather is like, I'm going to name you one of my potential heirs. And your 2 cousins are also some potential heirs. So the 3 of you can fight about it. And it's like, so you brought me here to die? And the answer is yes, they did bring her there to die. But she wants to live, and she deserves to live. She's a great first character. I love her. And then the second book completely deviates from that. The first book like wraps up a lot of that stuff. There's like some overlapping characters in the second book, but the second book is from the perspective of a blind woman. Just like this regular blind woman. She's not connected to the family at all. She's actually from a country that was completely destroyed, like down to its foundations, an entire country destroyed by one of the gods. And she comes to the City of Shadow, which is like underneath this gigantic palace of sky. It's what the palace is called. In the first book, the palace is called Sky, and the city underneath it is called Sky. And they even say, they're like, that's a little confusing. And then the second book, they're like, we're going to call the city underneath Shadow, and we're going to call the palace up above Sky. And that makes more sense. And I love the second book so much because I just really like the main character in it. Her name is Ori Shoth. Her first name O-R-E-E. Her last name S-H-O-T-H. Ori Shoth. And I love her. She is very like compassionate. She's kind of funny. She's very human. I love her so much. I see a lot of all the people that I love in that character. It's great. Yeah. Oh yeah, going back to D&D. Most new players just try to kill everything. Were you the DM? No, we had one of our friends be the DM because he's the most like in charge person in our friend group. Yeah. Hey Bae, you said you are so beautiful without makeup. Thank you. Tonight Leafy said, is there a second chat? It sounds like you're reading messages I don't see. Nope, it's just chat. There's a bit of a delay, so I see the messages before you guys see the messages. But they're still there. A mineral which always glows. Somebody give Marie Curie a call. Yeah. But it's magic in this world. It's not radioactive material. Oh yeah, and then there are sometimes messages that are held by the automod because they might use words that are triggered by the automod, but the message itself is okay, and so I'll read those as well, yeah. So what book series is this? It sounds like fantasy, and right now fantasy is my jam. I'm on the 4th Stormlight Archive book. Those are very famous. Everyone loves those. The ones that I'm reading are called the Inheritance Trilogy, and they're by N.K. Jemisin. Yeah, I cannot recommend it enough. She's a wonderful author. She's nailing it as far as like world building, the characters. There's like good amounts of political intrigue and like sexy moments of smooches and sexy things, but definitely not too much. They can overdo it sometimes. Yeah, she sees the message before you even type them. I can see into your souls, and I am seeing some crazy shit in there. There is some crazy... Yeah, with some people, it's really not that difficult. Sometimes you see it coming a mile away. Yeah. It's not particularly surprising. Yeah. The main character in the second book, Ori Shoth, is great. She's blind, but she can see magic. So it's you still get descriptions of like things that she sees, but it's mostly just her describing the beautiful illumination of magic, which is really cool. And then the third book is from the perspective of, so I told you like there's like the 3 big main gods, and they had like lots and lots of different children who are different like types of demigods. And even those are like cut up into different tiers as well. There's like the Niwa, there's the Elantid, there's a third name for the designation of gods that I can't remember right now. But the first child that any of the gods had was a character named Sia. S-I-E-H? Or is it S-E-I-H? No. I always get the I and the E mixed up when I'm trying to describe his name, but I've read it so many times. Anyways. He's the god of childhood. His nature is to be like the trickster. He's very, very powerful. He's one of the oldest gods, but he's like also kind of the youngest because he's a god of childhood. And in the third book, he meets the twin siblings of the head of the Arameri family. So the current head of the family gave birth to her son and her daughter. They're twins. And they're little kids when they meet Sia. And somehow, through some sort of like magical mulligan, they made Sia mortal. They turned the immortal god of childhood into a man who's going to age and grow and die one day. So the last book is all about from Sia's perspective, and it's about him slowly like grappling with his mortality while also trying to protect these 2 people, the twins. Dekarta and Shahar are their names. Or Deka and Shahar. Or Shar. I don't know, does he call her Shar? Maybe he does, actually. They're good about putting little nicknames in, which I think makes it feel more real. So he's trying to protect these siblings because he's got like, he's got some stake in their future, even though the relationship is very tumultuous. Like, he makes a promise to be their friends, and somehow through that promise to be their friend, it made him mortal. And so, like, he promised to be their friend, and now he's like, oh, cool, that killed me. Or that's, like, slowly going to kill me. A high price to pay for friendship. But also is giving him a much better appreciation of his life, which I think is super duper valuable. Fuck yes. Teach me how to appreciate life, my sweet fictional god. Have you ever written any fiction? It feels like you have some stories to tell. Nah. Nope. I think we've all daydreamed about like writing our own biography and then having people read it. And then they're like, oh my god, I totally know how you feel. That's amazing. I'm so on board with all the things that you've said and done in your life. That's just like a fantasy that I think a lot of people have. What I feel terrible about is that I'm like, oh, ChatGPT could help me write a book so easily. And like, no. Do not use ChatGPT to help you write a book. I don't think that's a great idea. There was already an author who got caught with that because they sent their book out to be published with the prompt that they put into ChatGPT still in the fucking book. And like, apparently their editor didn't notice it. Nobody noticed it. They sent that book out to print. The fools! The fools. Yeah, talk about tricksters. Yeah, Ori Shoth is a little bit like Toph, but instead of sensing through vibrations and bending, she senses through magic. So, why the moon today? I don't really have an answer for you, North Countryman. It doesn't really, I don't know. I just picked something to write in, because you have to have a unique stream title every day, and that's what I picked. Yeah. Dite says, I can't focus. You are too pretty. Why are you blaming me for this? I'm not making you not be able to focus. Work on it. Work on yourself. Motorcycles and physics were pretty good at teaching me to appreciate life. I'm not sure I know how to, but now I'm a lot more certain that I want to. And that's the very, very important first step. That is an undeniably important first step, babe. Yeah. Stream or donation goal idea, write a fantasy setting short story with a cosplay for it and read it to chat. Yeah, that you should definitely recommend that to another Twitch streamer. I think they would love that. There are a bunch of copycats on Twitch now that kind of do the same thing as you. What? Oh my god! There are other Twitch streamers who are in the just chatting section who are just chatting? I must hunt them down and punish them. Because yes, what an innovative and unique idea that I had. To go into the just chatting section and to just chat. You guys, I don't know what you mean by that. I don't think that's real. I don't think that anyone took what I am doing. I think this is just what they're just chatting with you. They're just chatting with you. I definitely do not and I don't think you should recognize it either as like copycats. I don't think they're copycats. I think that's kind of rude to other Twitch streamers who are literally just having their own stream. I don't think you should speak to other content creators in such a negative way. I think that's going to reflect badly on you, and it's not going to make me all of a sudden be like, oh, damn those other Twitch streamers who are just chatting in the just chatting section. Good for them. That's exactly what they should be doing. That's exactly what this is about, is it not? Tetris Chemist wants you to remember to go see the dentist every 6 months at minimum. Yeah, guys, your teeth are very important. Very important. That is a creepy thing to say. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry if I offended you. My bad. No. I'm not offended. I just am wondering why you would speak that way. It is not a kind way of speaking about content creators. And I think that maybe there's a nicer way of saying that. Like you could have said, V, you've inspired other people on Twitch to stream in this way. And I think that might have been more accurate to what you were trying to convey. But calling people copycats is not a nice thing. Not a nice thing at all. That one author that took the first result off of Google for the red dye recipe, and it was a recipe from Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that one too. Okay, I swung and I missed. I was trying to get you to feel inspired to try writing. Shiz, that is so beautiful. That is so wonderful. I also think that trying to get people to feel a certain way is not, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and that's great and that's wonderful. But also, I think a lot of people don't want to have their feelings changed, especially on the internet. A lot of people just mostly want to have their feelings validated or have their feelings be, you know, accepted. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'll never write anything. I just don't really have any desire to do that. I mean, when you start going into this thing of like, well, have you written any fantasy? Have you written any books? Where does it end? Have you designed any clothing? Have you crafted any pottery? Have you built any houses? Like, you could just infinitely be like, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And I don't know if people love that. I don't know if people love that. I think this desire that you have for, like, more writing, I mean, why don't you write a book? And then you're gonna have some reason like, well, I don't have this or I don't have that. And then you think that I do have the thing that you're missing, maybe, perhaps. But, I mean, you're just selling yourself short and you're overselling me. And I won't allow that. I won't allow that. You should definitely be the writer if you want people to write things. Yeah, that's true. I'll try to be a better person. I mean, it's just in the way that we communicate, that there's a lot of things that go into communication. And I think it's important to be aware that it's not necessarily what we're trying to communicate, it really is how are we communicating it. Yeah. The plow truck said, just bought my first house. Congratulations, that's wonderful. Tonight We Feast says, my mom would do that. She would tell me I should be everything from a doctor to an architect, but that's what moms do, I guess. I guess so, yeah. How did that make you feel, though? Because it sounds like it could have been a little bit of pressure. Did your Instagram get banned? I was devastated. I think what's more likely is that I probably blocked you on Instagram so that you can't find it. I don't think my Instagram got banned. I definitely have not posted anything on Instagram that would be ban-worthy. I gave the other great white shark that I caught to Wade, and he was impressed I caught it. He said it was going to be his new best friend. Oh, that's fucking sweet. Yeah, Wade is such an angel. He is, oh, such a good boy. One of the best boys. Definitely one of the best boys. That's so wonderful, Ritus. Yeah, your Instagram is still there. Yep, Instagram is still there. Yeah. If you can't see it, it's probably because... I mean, I never even messaged you, but there is a copycat account out there, so heads up. I mean, that's okay. There's lots of copycat accounts on Instagram, yeah. Wait a minute, I don't really understand what you're saying. So, you couldn't find my Instagram, but you found the copycat's Instagram? Hi, James Bendon, how are you doing? It made sense to give it to him because he has a whole wall of fish. Like in his house as part of his home design? That's cool. I redesigned all of my villagers' houses. I gave them houses that I wanted them to have. And you best believe when I get an idea of like, I don't love this. Yeah, that's why I thought it was weird. Maybe it's on me. I mean, yeah, I don't know how to help you, dude. I don't know. And as far as like Copycat's account go, I mean, I'm just like a little bit flattered that anyone would put the effort into trying to be me. I barely put any effort into being me. That's crazy impressive. Good for them. seems like there are a lot of people that need to get schooled about communicating better today. It is not just you guys. This is, I would say, the vast majority of us. I mean, I think about the way that I communicate to you guys, and I think, oh, I should have said that in a nicer way, or I should have tried to make a joke out of that instead of getting upset. Yeah, every single person needs, like, not just should have, but every single person needs a little bit of social adjustment. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to be careful where you take it from, because you definitely shouldn't be accepting, like, social adjustments from everyone. Oh, God, I don't know if you guys saw this. It's okay, right? Just don't worry about it. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Casey Tron was on her stream the other day, and she's been getting an absolute onslaught of messages telling her to kill herself, and not in a video game. And because Casey Tron is a human being with feelings and a heart and soul, it's really negatively affecting her. And I wish I could just, like, go to each of these individual people who are wishing her self-harm upon herself and give them a little fucking social adjustment. To be like, you cannot tell people to hurt themselves. This is not just, like, on a basic level, evil, but it's corroding your own soul to attack somebody in that way. Is it because of the lawsuit? Yes. Yeah, I think so. It does seem like it's the, like, fervent fans of another content creator who are going out of their way to harass Casey Tron. And she does not deserve that. Nobody deserves that. Nobody at all deserves that. It's really heartbreaking to see her have to deal with that. All right, my bad. The Instagram is definitely not banned. I mean, we knew that. We knew that. That was never... Nobody thought that except for you, unfortunately. All things aside, this is a lawsuit between two content creators. Telling one of them to end themselves is so fucking weird. We are just bystanders at the end of the day. Nobody knows what's really going on. Yeah, it's also just such a huge, improper reaction. It's really, really scary to see. And it's really heartbreaking to have another woman who's on Twitch have to deal with all of that. And I feel like them going after Casey Tron is not going to help in the lawsuit. No, it is not. No, it is not. I don't think that the courts can hold anybody accountable for the anonymous actions of people online. But maybe that just means that we need to update the laws, because a lot of laws were written before there was the ability to have this sort of deep negative impact on people online. The technology is just racing forward so quickly, and everybody seems to be scrambling to try to keep up, or just giving up on trying to keep up. People kind of forget that entertainers have their own emotional thresholds too. Yeah. There is a kind of perception that if you are on camera, if you're on film, if you're on a TV show, if you're on a Twitch stream, it, like, dehumanizes you in a way. And people treat you like you're a character instead of a human being. It's scary shit. It really is. Akami 1264 says, "Hi, how are you doing today? Thank you for coming into chat." Cyber mobbing is being adopted into laws in quite a few countries now. We are getting there, but it is a long way until we reach a satisfying point. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that some people are taking, and that like there are countries. I'm assuming that this is in Europe, that there are countries, at least in Europe, that are taking this seriously. I hope that we in North America fucking catch up as well. Okay, this is good. This is great. I'm gonna take another quick little break, okay, guys? I need it for my own mental health. BRB, don't go anywhere. I'm back. Hello again. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Yeah. So while I was on break, I went to go check out just like what's going on the internet, and there was a post at the top of Out of the Loop, and it was talking about the lawsuit that Ethan Klein is filing against Caseytron, Denims, and Frogan. And like we were talking about earlier this week, it seems like the reason that he's able to take these content creators to court is because they said, we are going to show his video on our channel so that you don't go onto his channel and give his video views. And that removes the transformative nature of their content using his content. And it chills me. I feel chilled to the fucking bone. It's so scary that saying that's saying just that. Just saying that, like, we're gonna watch this video here so that you don't go onto his channel and watch it on his channel and give him any views. It seems so simple, it seems so small, but apparently now this has actually opened them up to, like, facing, like, some pretty severe consequences, it seems like. Like, I don't know what the outcome of this lawsuit is going to be. But it seems like it could really fuck up these content creators. And that's fucking terrifying. I feel really, really bad for them that I can see that, like, there should be protections for people's content online, especially them being able to, sorry, I don't even know how to think about this. It's just like, the kindergarten teacher in me is like, can't we all just get along? Can't we all just relax with each other? Can't we all just be kind to one another? But no, we are on the internet. It's not called the best friendternet. It's the internet, and it's cutthroat, and it's vicious, and it's business. Yeah, wow. That is not a good situation to find yourself in. Oh my goodness. Anyways, okay. I don't know, I don't think I have anything else to say about it. I don't have any other thoughts about it. I guess I'm just, like, overwhelmed by the sadness that I think everybody involved must be stewing in, because it doesn't seem like anybody's super duper happy about this. At least not happy in an authentic way. There's definitely, like, glee derived from shitting on your enemies, but that's a very short-lived glee, because at the end of it, you gotta recognize how shitty you've been. I don't know. I am also just a bystander. I am also just somebody who is, like, very on the fringes. Very, very, very on the fringes of internet culture. I don't try to insert myself in any way, shape, or form. Jazz Perot, I respect your opinion. I respect your feelings, but we don't allow anyone to shit talk any content creators in my stream. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't really matter what they've done. I guess, like, no, you know what? We don't even let you shit talk Andrew Tate in here, because that would require you to talk about Andrew Tate, and we don't even let you talk about Andrew Tate. So, I respect your opinion. I respect you for having your opinion. I'm sorry that we can't let it run in chat right now. That's just for, like, the decency of everybody involved, because also very quickly you can can get into this like spiral of like, I hate this person because they did this. And then I hate all these people because they associated with this person that I hate. And then, well, if you hate that person, then you're gonna hate this other person who did another thing that's really terrible. And rage is addicting. Being angry is a very powerful, addicting force. There are people who are addicted to being angry, and they would rather be angry and rather feel that they are justified in their anger than any other feeling, than like joy or contentment or anything else. And so we're not gonna allow anyone to shit talk anybody in the stream. That's not what the stream is for. But you can definitely talk about your feelings. I'm here to listen about your feelings. Oh, tell me about them feelings. Nice tan. Oh my God, it's been so beautiful. It has been so beautiful. We had like full summer weather in May, and I got to go to the nude beach. I got to go lay out in the sun all through May, and then June has been really, really beautiful as well. We just had our first little heat wave earlier this week, and that was not beautiful. That was like terrifying. That was the inescapable reality that the sun is a deadly laser, and that we were getting deadly laser beamed. Yeah, it was around like 45 degrees Celsius in Toronto with the humidex, which is like taking into consideration the humidity in the air, which is I think around 100 degrees Fahrenheit as well. I'm not exactly positive because we use Celsius in Canada and not Fahrenheit. It was crazy. It was real fucking nuts. Just suffocating and painful and dangerous. Super duper dangerous. And it's so scary to have to remind yourself that you're like, and this will be the coolest summer going forward. Like, however hot it is, this is going to be the coolest, because next year it's just going to get hotter, and the year after that it's just going to get hotter as well. And oh fuck me, that is what it is. That is the world. Oh, that's way more. Oh my God, it was really hot. It was really, really super duper hot. I like shut all the windows, drew all the curtains, like hid from the outside world like it was full of poisonous gas, because it was full of burning hot air. Ooh, did you guys hear that crack in my shoulder? That was a big crack. Okay, last Animal Crossing thing, because I'm derailing as most of chat is. No, it's good. I mean, I'm just talking about the heat. I am welcome to a new topic of conversation, because we spent all week talking about the heat. There's so much stuff going on my island today. CJ is here. I love CJ. I love that him and Flick are a beautiful gay couple. We need more beautiful gay couples in the world. CJ is here. Wisp is here earlier. Wisp has never given me a good item. He, first of all, has no idea what an expensive item is. He has no clue what expensive is. And then whenever he gives you a new item, it's usually an item you already have, but in a color that you don't have, which is like, yeah, I guess that's technically new. I love Wisp, though. I just think it's fun to do his little... I just like running around my island and grabbing stuff, so Wisp is my boy, and I love him. There are stars falling, and there's also a camper in the campsite. That's everything. You literally got everything. Rightus, see if Celeste is on your island, too. She might be hiding somewhere. And then you could have because you can have wait, no. Maybe you can only have Wisp or Celeste. I think you can have Wisp and Celeste. I don't know. I'm not positive. That's very exciting, though. That's a good day to play Animal Crossing. Have you gotten your fortune checked at, on Harv's Island? You should check it out. I'm looking for her. I haven't found her yet. Ah! If she's there, take screenshots. Take screenshots and then post it on the subreddit. People will go nuts for it. Bride the Beast says, I've just been in listening mode today. Before you get off, I just wanted to say that you look amazing today. Thank you so much. It feels so good to do a makeup-free stream and just sit here and shoot the shit with you. It's a great little Thursday day. a snazzy little Thursday day. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday day. It's been rainy outside. It's like so nice and cool. I'm a little sad that I won't be able to go sit outside and read. But, I mean, on rainy days where it's not so nice to go outside, it's also just like super fun to stay inside and play video games. I'm probably gonna whip open my Animal Crossing game after stream. Oh yeah, because I had Gulliver on my... Oh my god, he's a pirate. I had Gulliver on my island earlier this week. Maybe that's why I had a dream about being on a pirate ship with a bunch of women? Who knows? Anyways, Gulliver came. And I did his, like, you have to swim through the water and you have to find his communicator. And I have my account, and then I have 3 mule accounts on my island as well. So I did the request for him all 4 times. It was pretty easy. All 4 times was pretty good. It was pretty easy to find it, is what I mean. Like, I didn't have to swim for more than, like, a minute or 2 to get his communicator out of the water. But I'm excited to see what pirate items we got. Because I think out of all of the Animal Crossing Island items, I think I'm just mostly missing the pirate stuff. Because I never used to do... I used to just let him sleep on the beach. I thought he was kind of cute. Kind of cute, just, like, sleeping on the beach, having a good day. But now I'm so motivated. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do all these like menial, stupid tasks for you. My sweet ACNH NPCs. So many letters. A+. Biff Buffington asks, how much do pirates pay for corn? $1 an ear. You're coming for Sam Dog's title. Goddamn. A buccaneer, get it? Like a buccaneer. That's good shit. Those are good puns. I love that. I wish I could tell jokes to people in Animal. I wish you could like type jokes to your villagers and make them laugh. Oh, and speak of the devil and he shall appear. It's Sam Dog himself. Sam Dog said, a friend lost his job as a journalist at a classic rock magazine because of musical differences. He was always giving rave reviews. Oh, cause raves and part. Yeah, I get it. That's good. The last guy that I dated, my ex-boyfriend, no matter what song was playing, he would turn to me and go, is this house or techno? And I would go, I don't care. I don't know and I don't care. And he would say, no, you have to answer. You have to answer. You have to answer. Like, he never let me go. And then it didn't matter what I said. He'd be like, no, you're wrong. It's the opposite of whatever answer you gave. And it was like, you just want me to be wrong. You just need me to be wrong so you can be right. God damn. Oh, yeah. I think that there's something to be said that house and techno are, there's like, the Venn diagram of house and techno is almost a perfect circle. They're not too far off from one another. Not too far off at all. He lost his job at a rock magazine because of musical differences, giving rave reviews. It's so silly, it's so stupid, and I love it so fucking much. It's great. Thank you so much, Sam Dog. It's a perfect way to end stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I don't know what you have planned, but I'm sure you're gonna have fun. And if you're not having fun, well then, just wait for tomorrow. I'll be back for another stream. I'm sure we'll have a great time. Go hang out with Gianni. He's having a great day too, it seems. Have a beautiful rest of your day, dudes. Thank you for spending time with me. I will see you tomorrow for more fun and games. Yeah. Bye, everyone.